And I don't want to tell Josh Wolf this, but I think there are bad molds, and then there's
no good molds.
But you did want to tell Josh Wolf this. You did. Don't fucking lie.
Well, I'm saying it now. Hopefully
I
he's hearing.
know, but you did want to tell him because you never want to not tell somebody when you think they're wrong because you can't.
You want to prove people stupid.
Crystal said that's a sign of autism. And then I got pissed. I'm like, don't you fucking know.
Don't diagnose me, motherfucker.
Anytime any person says anything to you, you are going, how can I make them feel stupid?
Yeah.
Then you forgot her.
I'm like, hold on. A sign of autism is just telling someone what you know is the truth. Do you guys have any idea how much I think I know?
But you don't know is the truth. You said, I think that there's good and bad. I broke him.
That is the truth. I lied to you. I said I think only to try to change my ways. But that is the truth. There's good and bad mold. And there's mold everywhere. And some shit doesn't bother you and the black mold does. I know.
You got him.
I've talked to mold guys. They've told me that shit. They're like, this is regular Florida mold. That don't do nothing. And I'm like, all right. And he's like, you got some coccus here. But that's the bad one.
The caucus?
Yeah, some black cock.
Staphylococcus.
Dukakis, black cockus.
Some black caucus. I've realized that I have been wrong. That maybe I don't know it all.
This is a theatrical prop.
God, my hands are shaking.
You haven't had your White Claw today.
Someone give me a beer.
This guy.
My God, man.
My Lord.
Okay, so the
Do we have
question
any
right now,
vodka out there?
is it going back and forth or left and right?
It's
bouncing up and down.
Hold on.
Now, he is, by the way,
it's going back and forth.
Okay, so I just want you to think back and forth. Just keep on focusing. I know you have to talk, but I just want you to just focus for a second. Just think back and forth, and it'll continue to go back and forth.
Okay.
And then I want you to see if you can make a change and just think left and right. And as you start to think left and right, you'll start to see it slowly. The message gets sent from your brain down your hand.
Oh, wow.
And it starts to change direction. And this time, I just want you to think circles. Just think round. Think round. And as you're sending the message, it's starting to go in the circle, right? So now people have been using this pendulum for a long time to supposedly talk to the dead, to supposedly receive messages, to, all kinds of strange things.
Yeah.
And what you're really doing is it's the idiomotor response is you're sending small neural messages to your fingers and they're making it move. It's imperceptible.
Man. That thing is going around like a he's a
rodeo.
Yeah, my
now,
God,
here's
he's
the thing.
like, let
Right
me
now,
ride that donkey.
I'll blame myself for everything. Everything. Even when my wallet got stolen from my truck, I blame myself. Shouldn't have left my truck
Well, you
unlocked.
should have. Hey, you should have blamed yourself because that was your fault.
Oh, that makes me mad. It makes me mad that you're blaming me. I want to blame myself.
So this is love.
You stay the fuck out of it.
And then Crystal got in front of it real fast and said, no, I'm going to blame you before you can blame yourself.
Someone call that a swoop.
Wouldn't it be funny?
Swoop. That was a great
swoop
swoop.
down and crow blame me.
Yes.
I've got an idea, and you have to promise to do it before I tell you, because
That's a
that's
terrible
the
deal. Don't take it.
Whose side are you on, Sam?
I'm following me to hell. It doesn't matter.
Selfishly, I effing love these. Yeah. I love it when he does the you have to agree to it before you know.
So while you guys were talking, I was thinking in my own
He
mind.
wasn't listening, did he?
Which I often do with everybody I talk
You
to.
were like, I have a recording of it right here. He's like, plague bacteria, what's liar?
So remember in the movies where, and this was like a popular thing back in like 70s and 80s, where prisoners would carve like weapons out of soap, right?
They still do that. Shake.
Yeah. Still do
Soap
that?
shake.
Yeah.
But there was also like when the prisoners tried to escape from Alcatraz or whatever, they like carved a soap gun, right? You remember, like, and then they painted it black somehow so that they can trick the guards into thinking
they
they had a real gun.
So you
but
want
it
the
was
groove soap, black soap gun.
Yes.
groove soap, Tom and him. Whoa, Samantha's now into. I told you it was a good idea.
You've heard of the AR-15. Now try the AR Soap Clean.
And it's a actual replica size, a Beretta
Big.
black soap gun. I mean, it's gonna
He's got a gun. That's what you gotta call it.
I mean,
he's got
We're gonna be robbing liquor stores with our soap.
you know, yeah. I mean, if your kid took that out and pointed at a cop, he's gonna get gunned down. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
there's no red tip, nothing. You gotta. It comes with a warning, like, do not point this at a cop.
Do not
They will
brandish
gun
the
you.
soap.
You will need
gotta get a
to-
special
you will
box
need to
that's
wash
just the
the blood
warning.
off your hands.
So, do you have the ability to do that? Wait until you see how big the RV is. Because
Is it tiny?
It is tiny.
Oh.
So tiny, in fact, that Crystal told me, she's like, it has no drawers. I'm like, it's got to have one drawer. She's like, no drawers.
No drawers.
No drawers.
So I'm like, where do you put your spatula?
Where you put your fork?
Spatula.
She's like, you put that in the oven.
My dad said spatula can't be plastic.
No.
Can't be plastic.
Is it one bed? Are you like,
Oh.
are you all sleeping?
Bed.
Oh, you forgot to tell me.
It's just a couch.
Fucking Willy Wonka.
Before we said, or before you Google mapped it and then told me it was 11 and a half hours of total driving.
Over 7 days, guys.
Well, no, I think that makes it worse. I'd rather just
It's
get
more
it,
insulting if you spread it out. It really
I'd
is.
rather get it done one
Yeah, I'm with
block
Tom.
and
Now
then
I'm back
fly
on
home.
team. Now I'm back on Team Tom. I'd like a good 9 hours, and we're done.
I can't bring myself to ordering the most expensive thing on the menu.
I don't like doing it either.
I mean, because I get instant buyer's remorse, and I'm like, "What? You don't deserve this. What do you think you are, King Tut?" You know, I tried to explain sexy what that meant because my son's asked.
Do not.
Too soon.
Do not.
It's too soon.
No,
No,
no.
you don't need to explain sexy.
Dude,
Why did they ask?
because some girl in Max's class wrote on her desk, "Sexy Max."
Oh my God, that's too much for that
Yeah,
young.
that is too
Castleberry,
much.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a little different there.
Yeah.
It's like Louisiana.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they're
Do you
start
need to
throwing
have
around
the
15.
talk with your boys
It's-
already?
no,
Buy them condoms?
it's-
What's going on over there?
It's the hormones in the chicken. That's what
And the
they-
quail. And the quail.
Yeah, it's in the
Yeah,
quails.
Castleberry
Anyway,
quail.
so- chemtrails.
so then they were like, "What does that mean?" And then I bumbled my way
Hold
through,
on.
kind of explaining that it's
Yeah,
a
how'd that go?
They did poorly. I didn't even. I really kind of got so
confused them.
confusing that they just gave up listening.
Well, I'd say mission accomplished.
There you go. It's like
Yeah.
they don't know where to take it.
You got them off the scent.
Yeah.
It's too soon. I don't think you need to describe sexy
No.
until they're at least 10
No,
or
they
11.
don't even
I'm
know what
kidding.
sex is.
no, I know. That's all. That's
Just
all I
tell
didn't know.
them they don't need to know yet.
No, that makes it worse.
Oh,
because
yeah, then
then
they're gonna ask everybody.
Tell them it's a bad word and shame them.
I said it's an adult word and it's a style. And then
It's a style
I got
of
into-
adult dancing.
I got into Pepe Le Pew. I showed him
Rape
Pepe Le
culture?
Pew. Yeah.
Oh,
I was like, this guy
no.
knows. Pepe knows.
I'm going to have you watch a series of Pepe Le Pew cartoons. I still like that song. That's a good song. Louis Capaldi. That's a good. Yeah, that guy's great. Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Let's knock the cobwebs off. Let's have a great morning, shall we? Good to see you guys. Let me give some love to everybody. SJ first in. Hey, what's up? I saw some of you guys in Sammy's room today. Tracy, hello. Jackal, Duncan, Mike, EJ. Good morning, EJ.
EJ.
I want to take EJ's. I want to give EJ's gift card to somebody else. Can we turn the gift cards off?
Yeah, you know what?
Call
Probably
Chef
not.
Pat and see if we can turn off EJ's gift cards.
Yeah.
I want you to go there and because what you said to me yesterday sparked a fire inside of me. That Tom knows I'll never forgive you.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned it this morning.
EJ doesn't realize what he's done.
You don't know what you did. You have no idea what you did. You know it. You do know what you did. You know it.
Daniel will hold this grudge forever. I know Daniel.
Forever. Ghost Manubal, Robert, what's up? Good to see you guys. Kendall, Keyed Up BDM. Keyed Up BDM sent us a picture yesterday of him eating a Jeff Spagel run bagel, and he's like, is this good enough for me to come in and play pinball? Right? That's good enough, right?
Yeah.
So what, you can just drop by?
Yeah. Just email
us,
me
when you want to.
We'll give you the address, and then you come by.
And I'll give you the code. Actually, I'll wait by my phone, and I'll let you in. And you can play, and I'll watch on the camera until you're done, then I'll turn it off.
Well, I'm sure he wants to come by when we're here and, like, do the stereotypical.
See, that's the part I don't assume with people. I don't assume that everybody wants to hang out with me, because that would make me uncomfortable. If I'm like, you want to come by when we're here, right? So you can get the full Tom and Dan experience.
Yeah, it would be weird if they were listening to the show and they're like, I prefer to go alone when you're not here.
That's how I am.
Well, they're weird.
I am weird. This is a good warm up.
Weird then. I don't know what to tell you.
EJ says, I think my son got me sick. I'll go to Hollowbox and get everyone sick. I mean, they know how to handle that.
Well, the gift card's not for today. Yeah. It's for whenever you want to go. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, just go whenever you want to go.
Go when you're not sick.
Yeah, I wish I could turn the gift card off, though. I really do. Because you were like, you just got that from your clients. And it's like, well, we could have just gotten you fucking nothing. We could have literally given you nothing, because you give us, every month you give us nothing. Right?
No, come on.
Right?
He comes in, we make fun of him.
Right?
You know it's not in me. I can't say anything mean about it.
Right.
No, I laugh when we do the segments with EJ, and because I think it's a good chemistry. Now, the information he's providing.
Pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
I don't look at it. The show's never been for, information and truth seeking. I don't know what.
No. We're not the seekers. We're not the seekers of truth.
I mean, he's kind of saying that, he's talking about a movie shit. He's not making it all up. Some of the details he's getting wrong, but he's like, then we're just making fun of her, all laughing. That's all. What I thought this was all about.
Yeah, we're just fucking around. All right. Would you like to begin?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm sorry you're sick, buddy. I hope you feel better. I think everybody's been getting sick. Maisie got sick.
Well, why the hell did you come in yesterday? You didn't look sick yesterday. You're fine.
Now, do you notice my voice does sound like a little bit like I got something? If you were sick yesterday, you shouldn't have been here. Then that does make me mad. No, I'm joking. I'm fucking around with all of it. All right. We have a controversy to handle. Would you like to begin?
Yeah.
Here we go. In 3, 2.
Welcome to Corporate Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube, and we'd love it if you'd head over there and watch us at Tom and Dan Live for both YouTube and Twitch and pretty much any social media outlet that we are on. We're going to talk about social in a little bit because our Instagram, it got a little spicy.
Well, Daniel told me this the other day. He texted me. He's like, hey, have you seen the Joey social media and what it's done on Instagram and the comments and the people fighting and how many views it's gotten? I'm like, no, I didn't.
Well, it was I have my phone connected to our Instagram, and normally, I mean, we get a decent amount of engagement with the people that like our show, but this was like just going crazy. Like I kept seeing nothing.
Went viral.
Yeah, nothing but messages coming through, draining the battery on my phone. I'm like, well, obviously we went viral.
So, and Melissa takes clips from the show and clips from interviews and puts them up, and she took a clip from the last time Joey was in talking about Disney World.
Yeah.
And she took the clip out, and she knows what she's doing.
She does.
Yeah, she's really good at
what
this.
She's doing.
And she took the clip out of when Joey was talking about how the prices had changed and how crazy expensive it was.
Should I pull it up and play it maybe?
Yeah. Let's play it. Because it's gotten over 1 million views. It has.
Oh, dude, I think it's at 2.1 now, or like something crazy. It's a crazy amount of views.
Thousands of comments, thousands of shares. Joey was telling us he's in today. How you doing, Joey?
What's up,
Good to see you, buddy.
Joey was telling us some elementary school friends of his from New Jersey who was contacting him.
What's up? Hey, how you doing? I saw you on Tom and Dan. What gives?
Yeah.
So here is the actual Here's the clip right here of Joey.
If you have a family of 4, you're staying at a Disney hotel, we'll say the Contemporary for convenience.
Okay.
That's a good one. It's not too crazy.
With your base meal, we're doing no character dining. Let's say your base meal, it'll cost you around $40 a person to eat.
Okay.
After you buy 4 days, 4 parks, each park you pay for the highest tier pass for all 4 of your kids. Just the tickets, no food, nothing else. Yeah. Just the tickets and the lightning lanes comes to $7,220 for 4 days.
Chat room was getting pretty close. Yeah, you guys are. I was impressed.
That's
Chat
with the
room
resort too.
No. Oh. Now for the resort, if you're going to stay at the Contemporary, that's going to cost you another about $700-800 a night.
Okay.
So now at 4 nights, you're looking at another $3,200.
I mean, the Contemporary, the extra $700 to stay at the Contemporary is actually more of a value than anything else you're even getting.
You nailed it. It's so convenient.
I mean, it is convenient. Okay, so that's basically you get the idea of what the clip is. The amount of comments they're just insane.
What are the? Okay, look at the. You just looked at the analytics.
I'll just give you. Oh, you want me to go back to the?
How many comments total on this thing?
I believe there were 14,000 comments. I think.
14,000, and I was scanning through them. I mean, obviously too many to read.
A lot of blue checks on this one. A lot of people saying like, cost my family $6,500. Cost my family this. Who goes to Disneyland for 4 days? 2016, my friend did this. About a year ago, I did this. These guys don't know what they're talking about. This guy can blank a blank. Blank this guy.
Blank. Let's do it.
Well, yeah. As, some of them, you're a liberal cuck. Some of them, you are a MAGA dickhead. Like, yeah, I mean, either way, like, they don't know which way to go.
And then they're fighting within each other.
They're fighting with each other. They're calling it, like, you can't do this. Yes, I can do this. I go and I take bologna sandwiches, and I go for 9 days, and it's wild.
So first, Joey, predominantly people were arguing that you were wrong or you were hyper-inflating the prices.
Yeah.
And
But he did say that. You kept saying top tier, top tier.
Right at the beginning, the first thing I said is top tier. This is the most expensive.
Yeah.
I didn't say it goes up from there. I says if you're coming to Disney for 4 days over Christmas and you want to...
We're kind of doing a worst-case scenario, but like not as a worst-case scenario, almost like best-case scenario. It's like, look, I have the money.
Yeah.
This is what
I'm most expensive.
Yeah. It's kind of like when I go, like, no offense, but like the reason I save my money to buy my cars is because I when I go to get the trim level, I want to get all the stuff.
But first, you didn't make up those numbers. You actually did the math.
I screenshotted them and showed you guys in the office. This is what it costs right now. So because I'm not wrong.
What's funny is that people were like saying, I looked at the prices right now and he's way off. And so, obviously no one listens to exactly what you're saying, and everybody, goes back to arguing. It's funny that this much interaction was caused by this,
it's the most interaction.
It doesn't even seem like that even egregious of a thing that you're claiming. It's like it was a shocking amount.
I
but
was
we were
actually
like,
low. The number of interactions wasn't 14. It was 21,000 interactions.
Oh my God. People are passionate, man. Wow.
I mean, you got 14,000 shares, which is really what helps. I think is getting people to load it up in their stories and stuff like that. You engage with 16,000 different accounts, I guess, is how they kind of look at it.
So, Joey, let's just go over some of the comments here because some of them are ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Tom has some favorites.
Oh, dude, I brought a whole case. I'm ready for today.
Okay.
Let's do this.
All right, here we go.
And by the way, a lot, as I'm looking through these comments, and this is a testament to what social media is, like, first, no one, people are arguing points that are not even based on the actual post and what we said. The people are like, I went to Disney back in 2008 and stayed at the Best Western, and then I did this.
It was a fantastic time.
And it's like, what? First, he's not talking about 2008. He's literally said this is what the top tier is.
Yeah.
So why'd you even take the time? You have that much time in your life to write that?
But the one thing that we didn't know about, like we knew it, but we didn't anticipate this, is what I really think was driving this, and I want you to read some of your favorites. favorites.
Okay.
But what was driving this were the people defending Disney, right?
Right.
That's what I believe. Like, it wasn't that there was just, like, people are like, oh, yeah, that's expensive. It was the people that were, the reason it kept snowballing is because you do have a select group of people that no matter what we say are going to run in there and defend Disney. And I think you need those people.
You had it at Snowball.
Yeah. Well, and by the way, this is what we do social media for. like when we hit this, and it really.
But it is weird because I'm
it
like, this
doesn't
has
really do
nothing
anything.
to do with the show.
No.
I mean, it does. I mean, we do a segment where we do talk about theme parks, but it's not like I'm, like, no offense, but it's not like I'm proud of this. We did it. You know what I mean?
The one comment where the guy was like, well, I know that it's expensive to go to Disney, but the moon landing was fake. I'm like, what does that have to do with it?
Yeah, then we got, it went through different stages where then you got into some, I call them the Weisenheimers, get in there and start making their jokes. Some of your favorites, Tom?
So this person, La Day _ Amos.
Yeah, I know La Day. La Day Amos.
By the way,
La Day Amos.
The people's names on social media are GD ridiculous.
Well, some of them are bots. Some of them aren't even real.
What happened to John?
I do like a good John.
My husband and I did all 4 parks at Disney, stayed on property, and both at Universal for 5 days. I'm reading exactly, so you know.
Yeah.
And it was only $1,800.
That's not true.
That's not true.
That is not. That
not
has
true.
never happened.
Did you do it in 83
No,
or 91?
Well, yeah.
This person,
They're lying.
4 days and 5 nights at a resort on property is not $1,800. It's impossible.
Yes.
Also, you can't have 5 nights if you had 4 days.
Yeah. And and then they say travel agencies can find you the best deals. Wait.
One time.
Exclamation point.
Bingo.
I'm just hard to make fun of people.
I was about to bust out a rap.
Double your money.
It's kind of like if Sling Blade came into your job. And
You had trouble playing. You had to slow down Sling Blade, didn't you? You were like, it's kind of like if Sling Blade.
French fried potatoes.
So
it's been a long week, man. We're banking shows like
I love
crazy.
you guys.
Tom and I's brains are scrambled eggs.
It's all good.
This person writes, there are budget-friendly options. You can get a room as low as $165 a night on resort with special deals. And I don't believe that's true. Call me crazy, but you could see a $165 hotel room every once in a while, like on like a roadside motels and like a Holiday Inn. But on Disney property, there isn't a $165 a night.
What is the cheapest that you know of?
I actually have a family coming next week that I just booked them a room. The cheapest you can do is the Disney All-Star Sports Resort next week for $307 a night, or you can get a slab of concrete at Disney's Fort Wilderness where you can either bring a camper or throw a tent on it for $312. I think it's funny that it's $5 more to stay on the slab.
You're right.
Chat room saying you can get Marriott Bonnet Creek for $175.
Yeah, is that what they... Guess what? That's what they advertise. This is the biggest scam in the world that I don't even understand why they do it.
They shouldn't be allowed to do it.
But when you go on the internet and you look for hotel prices and it shows the price, it's like, $165 a night. When you go to check out, it is like $270.
Yeah.
You know, like with resort fees and taxes and like the resort tax and all that stuff, like it adds up to what it's maybe over $120 added on to whatever price you're looking at. So who cares what it says on the screen? It's what it is, what you actually pay for. And there's nothing for under $200.
Chat room saying Twisted Movie says the FTC just banned hidden fees, so it should be all transparent now.
Should be.
What are you talking about?
I mean, like, we'll see.
It is not.
Oh, Brock is saying if you go to hotels.com and click all fees, it will show you.
Okay.
I mean, but still, I want it just roll it into the price.
Yeah, I'm not real intelligent. I just show me the number.
Yeah. Well, guess
it's
what?
Like, it's the old car dealer trick where they, you have one car for $1 and then somebody already bought it. So, you already drove down here. So we have other cars on the lot for full price. Would you like to buy one of those?
People are referencing prices from pre-pandemic, which is absurd because everything has changed since then.
But what we did learn is if you do want to post something on social media, you should pick something that people want to defend.
Right.
I didn't if someone was going to tell me, like, gamble on what post you thought was going to get the most
I'd have never picked
activity.
This would have been 1,000 to 1.
I'd have picked Samantha's boobs. 100%. All day. All day.
Maybe
That's a lock all day.
the wiener whack off of it.
All day.
Even money.
Yeah. I would take that one
hot
too.
dogs, by the way.
I mean, when April Jennifer Choi was in here, beautiful.
Yeah, she whipped something out
beautiful,
of my...
smart woman who knows how to use a bullwhip. Yeah, I'd give that one a nod. You know, that's Samantha. Not Joey gets Disney information on. He talks about Disney information, and then people choose to fight about it for a week.
Yeah,
and there's still. I woke up to like 70 more messages. They're still fighting.
I told you, but it's about the kid. God bless him, Patrick. He was my class president. I haven't talked to the guy in 20 years. Sent me a message and said, dude, is this you? And I was like, well, I don't know anybody else that ugly, so it's definitely me, bro.
Yeah.
Also, what's funny about like these kind of posts, and this happens all over social media because it's more of a conversation, and then we'll talk about the parks and everything in Joey's segment, but it is more of a conversation of what social media has become. And so, like, all right, we put this post out, and Joey says some numbers that are, again, he even mentioned it, these are the top of the price range, right?
Yeah.
And so he throws out numbers. And then people are fighting to defend that it's a little cheaper.
Very angry.
But I believe that they all believe, and there's no way to convince me otherwise, that they would all agree that Disney World is expensive.
Right.
Or at the very... So that was the point we were trying to make, right? So it's kind of ridiculous that we got even this much traction on a post. Like, it's not like if this post said Disney World is the cheapest vacation you could possibly go on, I could see a bunch of people fighting because that's absurd.
But it's the emotional attachment to Disney, dude.
But
people love Disney. I mean, you're what you're doing at that point.
But they know it's expensive.
They do.
So
but they're
what are
also
they fighting over?
But they're willing to overlook it, and I think they see more value in it because I believe it is connected to their childhood. So I think that like the reason that post rang, I do believe, is a lot of those people in there defending it are people like friends of ours, like Sam and even Joey, people that love Disney, that see the value in it and want and almost feel triggered and want to defend it.
It's the epitome of somebody talking about your favorite sports team and saying, that team is trash. You're like, I'll fight for this.
You don't really
dude.
do that a lot. So you do come to the table a lot when you see people that are emotional fighting about something and you're like, I don't understand it. And it's like, you're not going to.
Yeah, no, but Joey, when you say like a sports team and you're saying that team is trash, then you can easily you're like, wait a minute. Like, Tua's not that bad. You start going, you start making arguments for it. But when you're saying, hey, this Disney's expensive.
No, it's not a blanket statement.
No.
So you can't say that. No, because people will say like, no, it's not. I can go and I can get the value out of it for 4 days. I buy my tickets and I do it this way. They're going to do the same thing.
Value is subjective.
Exactly. It literally comes down to people saying Disney is my therapy. If I had a nickel for every girl age 22 to 70 that said Disney is my therapy.
Sure.
I hear them all say it.
And
all
it might
families.
be meaningless, like literally a zero value to us, but to that girl, it's literally the greatest thing she's
I've
in
had
the world.
Kids in their 20s like hugging princesses and Mickey Mouse and sobbing uncontrollably, and I'm like, what the?
Yeah, I mean, even MeatCanyon, who's a YouTuber, he has a brand new cartoon I think that came out, dropped yesterday, that's just about like his character and Disney adults. It's like it's a thing, you know.
Yeah.
Joey, what would you say to Lex Luthor 423?
That's a good name.
I've been called Lex Luthor by EJ.
Who said, literally just pulled this up. Tickets for 4 people, Lightning Lane's parking pass is $24.88. Not even close to the $7,000 number you said. So I'm like, all right, this person, it seems like they did some sort of like calculation, although I doubt they did.
We're on the I only heard what I wanted to hear age too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, how many people went back and saw what Joey did and said like, oh yeah, that's about right. There are like some people in there that did that.
Yeah.
And there's like 2 or 3 that said, yeah, I added it up. That's accurate. Most people, including myself, I get the headline and I'm like, I'm triggered by that.
Yep.
Mad. And then I start spewing to you why I'm mad.
And
I
then,
didn't even read what Joey said.
Yep.
And then to prove your point, you look it up and you're like, well, that's close to $7,000, but I'm gonna look up like during the summer or like during the non-peak
the 3rd of September.
Because it can be done.
And then you do the calculations to prove your point. That's what the internet is.
Yes.
Like you're not looking up the peak prices like Joey said at Christmas time, where the most expensive.
Which, by by the way,
because that doesn't prove your point.
To go back to Joey's argument, that's when I would want to go.
Right.
I'm not kidding you guys. You guys say, oh, you wouldn't want to go there, the crowds. No, it's the best. The decorations are the best. The
80-foot
treats
tree.
are the best. The 80-foot tree. The entertainment is the best. The shows are Christmas shows. I like all of that stuff. So don't even so save that. I agree with what you were saying. Like that would be. It's like going on a cruise at Christmas. I want to do that.
I want to stay at a window view. I want to be up in the balcony.
I want to be in Times Square overlooking the tree.
And also, this is how people use the internet. It's confirmation bias, right? So it's this phrase perfectly explains how people search the internet. Is anus pain a sign of cancer? Okay, see what you did there? That's a loaded question. You put cancer in there. So guess what? The Google results are going to give you a lot of could be a sign of cancer instead of just I have anus pain. What could that be?
But you were looking for cancer.
Yes,
you were.
And so you start looking up cheapest Disney tickets, and then you get a number, which is probably not even taxes and all the and then that's the number you find because that's the argument you want to make, and it's a testament to how everybody uses the internet.
Well, I mean, is there anything? I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. So is there anything? I mean, there's tons of cool stuff going on in the theme parks right now, right? Like, let's get to some news and some fun stuff that's happening, not just the people arguing about Joey's maybe or may not misinformation.
Oh, and by the way, we're going to throw out some other numbers because I want the views.
Yeah,
later.
we're going to
try to do it again.
At the end, we're going to fake one real bit.
Yeah.
We're going to like, okay.
What offensive thing can I say to get it?
I don't know. We'll figure
We'll do
something
the
out.
opposite.
We'll figure something out.
You start talking about how cheap it could be, and then
what
we'll
if
get all those people arguing.
What if he went back and said, like, you know what, I looked into it, and I was wrong on it. What if we did almost like a redaction?
But it's a fake redaction.
Right.
It's like you can get tickets for $1,000, family of 10.
Yeah.
If you stay at Crazy Bob's Funhouse on iDrive,
too specific.
$13 a night.
Too specific. You got to go more vague.
Blando Emporio.
Yeah. So what's been going on, man?
Well, let me ask you first about New Year's Eve because I never thought about like the New Year's Eve celebrations. We all know about all the Christmas stuff going on, and of course, like right now and right before Christmas is probably insane. When the kids get off the 2 weeks, and like that must be just crazy, right? Have you been there?
I will say pre-pandemic, before they priced me out and everything, I loved it. Like when Maisie got out, like the first couple of days, because most people didn't go immediately out there. I could go right out there with the family. We had a good time, man. It was really fun.
Well, was it crazy packed? Because I meant the weekend before Christmas, it has to be insane.
It was pretty packed, but not like, it was manageable. It's different now.
So social media is the devil. We all accept and believe this. So some Disney blogger said, hey, do not go to Disney on New Year's Eve. It's crazy busy, and everybody goes there. You want to go New Year's Day because everybody's hungover, and nobody shows up. I went to Disney both of those days. New Year's Eve, it was dead. I was able to ride Rock and Roller Coaster 3 times. I was able to do
really?
It was insane. Yeah. However, New Year's Day, I had a family at the park. It was, can I say, A word to elbows. It was nut to butt to whatever.
Yeah, man.
It was just, you couldn't move. It was like New York at New Year's. I've never been more uncomfortable in my life.
So do you think that's a result of everybody just assuming New Year's Eve was going to be crazy and then no one went because they were like, it's going to be too packed?
Nailed it. Absolutely. It was people don't know. We have to understand that, as you talked about it with the Tom and Dan thing downtown, there were people that just got in line for your show, and when they got to the front, they're like, we're here, and you go, what are y'all doing here? Oh, we saw a line, so we got in line. What's this for? He said it's a private party. Oh. All right, people are sheeple, man. It's not their fault. It's just we're raised to just, check out what those guys are doing. That looks fun. Let's go do that.
Melissa, cut that out. People are sheeple.
Yeah.
Put that on the
hashtag Tom
Put a
and Dan.
MAGA hat on it. And make it blink. And make it blink.
Turn them into Mickey Mouse. Smoking a cigarette.
Mickey Rat. You know the one I'm talking about. The Here Kitty one. You know.
That's awesome. But so that's what it's going to like. New Year's this year, I love what they're doing at the Hard Rock at Universal Studios. They said, I talked to a friend of mine, still the manager there, Trent, great guy. He's from Pittsburgh. He's
Shout
cool.
out, Trent.
He's awesome. He's the manager of the live concert hall.
There you go.
And what they're doing is they're opening their doors, and they're just doing free admission. They're going to have a DJ there, and it's just come on in all night long until 2 in the morning.
Cool.
So you just show up. So at Universal Studios, if it's too crowded and you want something fun to do, just go to the Hard Rock. Walk inside. It's the live concert hall. The Bob Dylan's 91 Harley is there. You just go in. It's free. Bring kids. It's all ages, and they're going to have a DJ play all night long.
I always wondered, do they do special fireworks shows for New Year's Eve and like 4th of July? Anything different than they normally do?
The 4th of July fireworks at Epcot are some of the best fireworks I've ever seen in my life.
Okay. It's above and beyond what they normally do.
The grand finale is so loud that it's concussive. Like, if you have a pacemaker, it might explode. It was crazy.
Yeah. What about for New Year's Eve? Do they do a similar thing?
They do nothing for New Year's Eve.
At New Year's Eve, what they do is because the World Showcase is all the different countries, they do New Year's like 4 times for the different time zones.
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
You want to get over those Middle Eastern countries, it goes off over there. Tell you, man. You get over there, it's loud.
So they're doing different celebrations in different countries based on when their New Year's Eve is?
When the New Year's would be on the...
Also, I don't know if you know this, in the World Showcase, Syria is up for grabs. So me and Joe are gonna try. We're gonna try to take it over after a couple margaritas.
I love you, dude.
You know what, Joey? I'm surprised.
No, I just can't. I have to say stupid things.
I'm surprised that I've never even heard of people telling me like, hey, you should go to Epcot and then do the New Year's Eve celebrations in the different countries. Like, I never heard of that.
That sounds really fun.
Right?
Actually.
Like that sounds like a tradition.
It does
that
sound
people
like
would
something that if you like said that to like a wife, if you were like a guy listening to this and you were like, hey, I got an idea. We're going to go around to all the countries in Epcot and do all the different New Year's
because
things.
they celebrate them at their time.
That's a cool idea.
Oh, dude, the wife would do the girlfriend thing with you in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that would be super fun. I like that.
Cut it.
Yeah, put that in there.
So, and so then, and you're saying stay away from any like all theme parks for New Year's Day though, because that's crazy.
Well, if I say that now, everybody will hear it. And now it'll be
Nobody's
dead.
listening to this.
You're kidding me? You're the strongest stream in Orlando.
It's just the perception that people listen. I figured it out. I have figured it out. It's an illusion. Like right now, I might as well be a hologram.
And they'll listen to this if it goes viral again.
Yeah, there you go. They will. Yeah, they will.
But it won't go viral twice. That's the thing.
But maybe it
will.
But
if it does.
But you have to take a hard stance at the end. I'm not telling you what to do, but you know what to do.
So, is there anything that is on the horizon that you want to talk about, like going into 2025 for the parks?
Say Project 2025.
I mean, in case she's going to use it, Project 2025.
There you go.
The big one is going to be Epic Universe. That's what we're all waiting out for. I've already got my opening day tickets. I'm ready to rock. Nintendo Land, classic movie Monster Land. How to Train Your Dragon Land. That's the big thing. That's what we're all waiting for.
How You Train Your Dragon. Every time somebody says that, I laugh at it. I smile because yeah. I mean, I think when people say, "How do you train your dragon?" I was like, hey, my dragon can't be trained. Like seriously, that's what I want to say every time. And I know it's for kids. And aren't they doing a live action How You Train Your Dragon?
Yeah, but how is that not sponsored by Faravilla? How to Train Your Dragon by Faravilla? It makes so much sense.
You're making it too obvious.
No, not. People don't know what that is. It's the argument where
they know. Everyone knows what it is.
I thought about showing the boys because how many different movies are
the dragon movies?
Yeah,
like 6.
Yeah, there's a lot
stupid.
of them.
They're
and
a cartoon.
The cartoons are good.
And because I was like, they've never seen this, and it could be something, and then once they watch them all, then they see the new one, and of course now they're making a theme park land about this. Like it's all value into like eventually going to the theme park, and then they know everything.
Yeah.
Like it makes the experience better when you know the damn
and you're invested.
movie.
Yeah, you want to be like invested. Like when you show up with your wand and you have your cloak on, it's got to be a good feeling to know that like Maisie didn't hit that right. And I don't think she'll ever be in that. Your boys got to do the wand, but they're not really into it, right?
How much more? I mean, it's they like Harry Potter, but
it's not like they don't
no,
love it.
No.
You know, there's kids like I know there's kids.
Their personality.
Yeah, there are like some kids that are like, I am Harry Potter. And you take them there, and they're gonna put their cloak on and cry.
Yeah.
I just took a family yesterday. I just took a family yesterday. Sweetest people in the world. They had a daughter who. I was like, what do you think of Harry Potter? She knew more about the franchise than I did.
Oh, yeah, those
she
are the
went
kids.
Dude, temporary tattoo that looks like the bad guy. She bought the cloak. She bought the robe, the scarf, the
She's
mittens.
read all the books.
I love it. That's awesome.
They made books out of those movies?
Yeah. I know. Well, they will. They will.
My sons would never read the books too long.
I don't. I mean, Maisie is a reader, but those are pretty long.
I'm curious to how much more value someone gets out of the theme parks having known the stories as opposed to someone coming and not knowing any of the stories.
It's a lot more than you think.
Yeah, because that's it. I don't,
like someone like Mike Aiello, right, who's read all the books, seen all the movies, and is in that world. the number of Easter egg hidden little things that he picks up on when he goes through a park, right?
Yeah.
Is I don't even think you can count them. If you're just a dumb dad that has no fantasy bone in your body and you go there, you might, like, that's a giant waste of money, right?
Well, that's where I that's why I hate it. Because I'm looking around like it was 7,000. But like even with kids, like if you take a kid from nowadays, it'd be nearly impossible. Like you'd have to go deep third world or something to find a kid that doesn't know, have never even seen Harry Potter.
Yeah,
or
that'd be a hard one, I think.
Or doesn't know what it is or any of the characters. But if you didn't, I wonder how much less the experience would be, because knowing the stories and movies.
I got to go in for you.
Okay.
So some families that'll book us, they'll do 2 days at Universal, 1 day by themselves and 1 day with me, because they want 1 day to just walk around and take pictures. And I had this family. They went. This is for everybody who's been to Universal Studios, the one on the right, the original. You walk through London, and the London area is the new Harry Potter area. It's what used to be Jaws.
Yeah.
And they walk through, and they're like, Joey, I don't get it, man. There was a 3-layer purple bus, and there was a window that opened, and a little gremlin came out, and that was it. And I was like, well, did you go into Diagon Alley? And they said, what the H is Diagon Alley? I said, did you not go through the broken bricks to go into that? And they're like, was it like a bathroom or something? I went the next day with them. We walk through the open brick area, and the dad's like, you've got to be blanking kidding me. He's like,
he had no idea.
Yeah. I spent $2,000 yesterday to bring my kids here to stay at the Hard Rock, to buy them all the stuff, and they said they felt cheated because they're like, there's no Harry Potter stuff. There was a bus and there was a window. I'm like, you didn't even go into the thing that you came here to do in the first place.
Chat room saying I almost made that mistake.
I mean, I almost made that mistake because I showed up with Tom. Yeah. But I am smart enough to look at my cell phone and then be like,
what the hell do I do here?
They're like, what's in here?
Hey, Surrey, what do I do here?
Yeah. And then I could see videos of people going walking, and I'm like, oh, there it is. Like,
where's the dragon? I got to find that dragon.
Because I looked around and I'm like, this can't be it. Like, I know better. Like, they did something, and then I found it. I wouldn't have just been like, I guess this bus is it.
We also got some grown-ass men agreeing with exactly what you're saying maybe in an example that'll make more sense to you. I think Ghost says in there he's a massive Simpsons fan. So knowing every episode of Simpsons when they rolled out Springfield, and you could actually go there and walk around, he's like, the number of Easter eggs that I was able to enjoy, it's like head and shoulders above experience, like a better experience.
Yeah, walking in the Quickie Mart and seeing, you're like, whoa, it's way better.
And Universal, to give them their flowers, has always been the park, I think, that hides those little things, like the phone at Moe's, and the little things that you would see in Duff Man and stuff that are in the park, and you're drinking a Duff. I don't know, it's cool.
I remember going through. Me and Gemma go to Halloween Horror Nights. It's our thing. We went 23 times this year.
Yeah,
and I love that whenever you walk into the Ghostbusters room, there was like a refrigerator in the back corner, and there was a Tom and Dan magnet on it. That made me smile. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, we know some fellas. We know some of the fellas.
Yeah, they've
over
been
there.
putting Tom and Dan Easter eggs in there for a while.
Yeah.
Like, speaking of giving props, I hope you guys know just how important you are to this community.
We do.
Like, honestly,
we do. I know. I think about it every morning. When I wake up, and the first thing I do, I open the blinds, I look out, and I'm like, all right, community, how important am I?
Sometimes I think about if we just stopped.
No one would know. No one would know. Well, Jack would know. Jack would be like, where's the show? And I'd be like, play Best of, Casey. How long do you think we could play Best of before they realize that we're in a car driving across America? How long?
Oh, so Joey, what else? What else do we got going on?
Where would you go right now if you had like a family to take? Like, what's the one thing you can't miss at the holidays at the theme parks?
The holidays at the theme parks is the Universal Parade's phenomenal.
I agree with that.
It's really well done, the Macy's parade. They
always
did a great job.
redo their parades, too. We got a lot of friends that work on those, too. I'm a parade man. I like parades.
And my favorite thing right now, but the wait is so long, which is only proof of its success, is meeting the Grinch. You can meet the Grinch at Islands of Adventure. I was there yesterday. I walked up at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it was already a 300-minute wait to meet the Grinch.
How mean can the Grinch be?
Very.
Can he be like, your children are kind of fat?
Dude, no.
He can't do that, right? You get an HR. You get an HR report.
Yeah. It's
like,
all
look, is this the Rizzler? Oh, my back. Oh, my back, the Rizzler messed up my back.
let me bitch about something for a second.
Let's
hear it.
Let's do it, please.
I am staying at Fort Wilderness this year after Christmas.
He's the man that chooses to do the things he hates the most of anyone I know. I hate theme parks. Every year I go. It's tradition, my boy.
We don't go to the theme park. We just go to the campsite.
It's not a campsite. That's a theme park.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice because it's nice.
It's the nicest campsite in
you'll
Florida.
ever be in.
Yeah.
It's
which
awesome.
I do like.
My dad loved Fort Wilderness.
And we go with Turkey Leg and the Wizard and all their families. And although this year Crystal's like, we're thinking about going to the theme parks, and I'm like,
wait a minute, you just said you don't go to the theme park.
No. Well, we don't normally, but all the other families like, let's go to the theme parks.
Hold your ground.
Well, yeah, I'm staying. They told me, my family's like, well, you could stay here. It's better without you. They can feel my energy. Anyway, every time we go, every year we walk down to watch the light parade or the boat parade they do. And it's the same parade.
I've never seen that, though. It's pretty cool, right?
It's super cool.
It's super cute. You've seen it before.
Well, yes, and not only that, it hasn't changed in 30 years.
Well, that's the Disney. I mean, Disney does not like to change stuff, man.
Yeah.
Dude, come on. Peter Pan's been there since 71. They don't do nothing.
Yeah, they do like some nostalgia.
All right.
And they play the same music, and the same tugboat drags a bunch of pontoon boats with different, there's a dragon.
So you're
and some
over
other.
it. You're over it.
All I'm saying is that, I'm doing the math about how much I paid for that concrete slab. I'm sleeping in a tent, by the way, which is not something Crystal could only get the slab. I was like, let's get an RV. And she's like, all sold out. I'm like, God damn it. And she's like, tent was fine last year. And I'm like, God damn it. And then, anyway, so,
the chat room, too, is saying that, and this is true, when you do change things at Disney, people get mad when you change things. They hate it.
Okay.
They hate it when you change things.
Oh, dude.
My question would be why? Like you've seen this 50 times, right? And we go down there. I sit in the sand, and then at the lake, and then I look at it. Here it comes.
Every year.
It's playing the same.
But this year you're going to be alone. They're going to be at the parks watching the awesome fireworks. You could sit alone on the beach.
Would it kill them to put some mortars on there, something, some sort of lights, or change the music, add some different characters?
Any idea why they don't change it at all?
I'm going to tell you right now, man. You want your digital bite? They always say no two snowflakes are alike. They're all individual. Nope, all snowflakes are the same because they all have a nostalgia for Disney. And if you change it, you're going to hurt them. #MAGA.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
All right, put that in there.
There you go. He's doing fake characters now. Ross started this year. Ross started with the characters. Now we have alt-right Joey.
So you're telling me that people want it the same, and they'll be mad if it gets changed.
Peter Pan's hat's red. Nope. You can't make Peter Pan's hat red because now my feelings are hurt, and I have a memory tied to it.
I'm going to give Ryan some love in the chat room. He said, it's the same thing when Dan changed the A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan show intro to the truncated version, and they rioted, and they were going to burn the studio down.
This is just as stupid. This is what I'm saying.
There you go.
He said, I've seen it 8 times already. I don't know how long we've been doing this tradition, 4 or 5 years.
That seems about right.
And then,
8 times seems about right.
And then I'm just saying, if something special happened, like some sort of fireworks went off, or they added a new...
the chat room saying that time for math, and let's get this thing rolling.
A new character, I'd be like, oh, look at that.
No.
Oh, look at something new.
No.
Who's gonna be wait? Next, start pounding. You're kicking the sand. You're breaking. You start emailing immediately. You added something. How dare you? Who's gonna say that? They're trying to make it better. Why not?
Tracy says, give the sheeple what they want.
Amen. #sheeple.
If they tried to make it a little better, who's gonna get mad at that? You're like, oh, change. I want to die this way. I want to see the same thing every year until I die. That's what you want? You want to die? That's how you want just the same damn S every day until you die?
This is going to be the great clip. Yeah, this is the clip. I feel like this is the clip. All right, that was good.
No change.
Scene. That was good. He's going to have a heart attack.
Just want to die. Anyway.
God, yeah, in the chat room, everybody is, most people agreeing with you. Most people saying, yeah. Oh, no, Melissa's saying this will not be the clip.
No.
Okay,
all right.
I mean, it's like when they got rid of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. That was my favorite ride as a kid. I loved that ride. And they replaced it with Winnie the Pooh. There weren't a bunch of people out front with pickets occupy Mr. Toad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They
You're right.
they were like, oh, new thing.
New thing. Cool.
I've seen this so many times.
Disney
new thing.
changes nothing.
No, I know. Yeah.
Hey, in fact, when you sent me pictures of you at Fort Wilderness, the signs are the same when my dad took me.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Do you realize I'm talking to Disney people here because it's you're the problem here. Like they are laughing all the way to the bank because they can roll out the same boat parade they've been doing since the 70s and they haven't had to spend any money.
Probably the same boats.
And then some businessman, some evil business. Listen, I'm an evil businessman. I think like an
Finally, all of this just to get him to admit that.
Yeah.
All of that just to get him to say the one phrase.
But I'm too dumb to be good at business, so I'm just evil poor at business.
No, we're okay. We do all
evil
right.
bad at business, man.
There it is. Say evil average.
Yeah. All I do is not make money, and people are like, yes. So they are saying people want us to keep it the same.
Wait a minute, I got an idea. I got an idea.
Make them spend the money. It's your money.
You have to save the parade. You have to bring your boat to Fort Wilderness, and you have to drive in. You have to storm the parade in your own boat, in Tom Van's boat. You and your boys. You'll have lights on it. You'll hide in the shadows. Right at 3, 2, 1, the boys hit the levers. Boom, the light. I'll help you.
Confederate flags.
Help you. I won't go to Disney with you, but I will help you. We're in the shadows. We're right on the mangroves on the side. We got your boat there. We loaded it in somehow.
I bring some fireworks.
Yeah, bring some mortars. We get some mortars of fireworks, and then we storm it just like.
And some old man is driving the tug, but it's not automated.
I'll incapacitate him. I'll knock him out.
They could easily automate it and make it awesome, but no. You're like, leave it the same with the old man.
Now
that's cheap for them.
There's 2 ways we could do this. You could pull it beside him, and then I can launch to the boat, and I can creep in there, and then I can play the role of the old man. I could dress as an old man.
But you have to kill him and throw him overboard.
I'll do it.
You have to commit murder.
I'm ready to do it.
And then I'll get my son to fireworks. We'll add some fireworks.
Now, do you want me to just pretend that I'm the old man and I'll continue the thing, and you just get on the caboose? You get at the end, and you're shooting the rockets off. I'll do the loop. We'll come back around. Then I'm going to jump off, and you'll have a scuba tank ready for us.
Okay, that's our escape.
Yeah, that's our escape. We'll scuba tank out of there.
I just feel like if some mortars went off at the very end, just one mortar, then who's going to be like, what? Like, they're going to be like, oh, that's
one bottle rocket.
We'll
take what we can get.
Something.
I'm going to tell you right now, you guys won't even get as far as getting in the boat, because when that thing pulls around, the people that are there every freaking year for the past 60, 50 years, oh, where's Smitty? Old Smitty. He drives it every year. That's the best part of our vacation. Where's old Smitty? Like, that's how diehard they are.
Love it. Let's get a photo with him.
Dude, Disney pays old man Smitty nothing. He probably does it for volunteers.
50 years. He's got a 50-year pin on his lapel.
Like, do you understand this business? Like, a lot of the employees that work here, they were like, I'd work here for free,
They tricked that old man into thinking it's cool.
It's insane.
Dude, file the forms. Disney's a religion.
They've tricked everybody to believing they're like, we're going to keep everything the same, not change nothing, and charge 8 times more.
They give him
and then people love it.
They give him a golden figurine, and he's like, they love me. They don't love you, Smitty.
They haven't given you a raise in 30 years, but they gave you $200 worth of gold in the form of a statue.
We could make these campsites better, but we're leaving the same. I was looking at the water, the pool area in Fort Wilderness.
It's the same.
And I'm like, this hasn't changed in 30 years, 40 years.
Like, since I was a kid, man.
I'm like, you could build better slides and stuff, and people would go crazy, right? They wouldn't like it if you change the slide and everything. It could be better, people. Do you understand?
If you go into the arcade that's over by the restaurant, you can pull that X-Men game aside, and it literally behind it there's a vote for Reagan sticker.
They can make the arcade better. Make it better. We're paying 8 times more.
The arcade is pretty much the same than when I was there.
That same X-Men game is still there for 6 people, and there's 2 screens, and all the kids are mad.
We never had that, but I'm just saying when I went there, like I'm saying as a young man, it's very much similar. It's like very, very similar.
And Disney will make it better if you guys complain about it, because they have the money. They'll be like, oh yeah, we can afford 10 million arcade games. Who cares? But they're like, you can't change it. The old Disney people will get pissed.
Well, they tried to make it
It's your fault.
At one point,
they
it was
do
like,
get pissed.
we're going to take away the shooting gallery that just closed.
They got pissed about that.
They got mad. They took away the ability to put quarters in and shoot, and they made it free. And it's like, no, part of the nostalgia is I have to pay you 25 cents to play. I was like, y'all are insane.
Yeah.
Insane. They made it free so more people can do it, but you would rather pay the quarter because that's part of the experience. You can go.
Do you do hoop-de-doo while you're out there?
Now, hold on.
Do you go to that?
Oh, my God. I just had a brilliant evil businessman idea.
Okay, I like these.
You start a company, right? And then you make everything as SE and as cheap as possible. And then
we've already done that.
And then you eventually charge more and more and more, and then
We're doing that.
And then so you're like, well, we can upgrade and get better, but we'll put out false people claiming to get mad. Like, we'll change one small thing, and then we'll be like, hey, and then we'll change it back and be like, people got mad.
The false flag to force it back. Yeah.
People got mad, so we change it back. And then, so they're mad at the people and not mad at the evil corporation that's charging an insane amount of money and not changing anything for 35 years.
So are you claiming that the nostalgia people could be plants, industry plants?
Well, that's what an evil businessman would do,
That's
because
true.
that would then cause all the hate towards the Disney people, and we're just like, hey, we're just doing what you
what
guys
they want. We're just doing what they want.
But because I can't imagine a world where if someone's showing up and then wants everything to be old S that's been around for 40 years.
I'm glad Sam's in here. Check this out.
Sam.
The Frontierland Shooting Arcade at Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom will permanently close at the end of June 23rd, 2024, to make room for the new Disney Vacation Club member lounge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because they would get this old ass out of it, like the member lounge.
Burn it to the ground.
Yeah, people will be mad about this, but we need these member lounges to be
yeah.
nice.
Wow.
Because the one at Epcot is dog ass. It's so bad. The windows haven't been cleaned. And,
she's saying nothing to do with making the range free, and then she's claiming misinformation. Well, yeah, I mean, everything on this show is misinformation. So.
No, this is all facts. Everything on here is 100% true.
But the shooting range, no one wants that. Except for nostalgic reasons, like but young kids.
See, I always that's the one that always gets me when you go, no one wants that, because I don't. People do. There are some people that want that.
There's 3 people somewhere who took a picture holding that gun in '82.
Right. Well, I'm saying the kids nowadays.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my sons have never been like, what is this? Oh my God! Like we did in the 80s.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They're like, we have the app on our phone where we can play this game virtually. It's more fun.
Yeah, I mean, I also think that. Even something is like Buzz Lightyear,
dude, Buzz Lightyear.
So I mean, even that, I know it's new and it's updated, but I don't even think kids want that. Like, you go and you ride it, and you're just like, well, that's.
Well, half of the gears are broken. When you go to turn the knobs to make the thing turn, it keeps listing to the right or the left, and they said, oh, it's part of the skill. It's like, no, it's just because you haven't fixed the damn gears. They're broken.
No,
it's broken.
If we fix it, people will get mad. I don't want to leave it bad and crappy, because that's what the Disney people want.
Yeah, Splash Mountain was bad. People complain. I think people just like to complain.
They do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that people are going to complain. I'm sure there was complaint about, people landing on the Muppets for.
Oh my gosh, dude, the backlash of the Muppets. If they didn't turn the Rock and Roller Coaster into that Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, there would have been riots by angry college.
Yeah, it's just to me, it's just you're never gonna win. So you have to pick a direction and march.
But they did luck out that they have a business where they we could make this playground state of the art, the best playground in the world, but would not, because people wanted to leave it the same. Which is
well, yeah. Well, I mean, that is a lie. I'm not even sure that they're saying that. It's just they don't even need to say it, right?
Yeah.
It's just the illusion of even nostalgia, I mean.
Yeah. Because in what other business where you can easily make things better and then claim that people want them the same? I'm
trying to think of an example. The only thing I can think of right now, like my car. I don't get a choice in my car upgrading itself. It upgrades itself constantly, right?
Yeah.
It's always upgrading itself, which actually makes it a value, because turn signals get better, camera software gets faster, better. They are adding XM Sirius satellite radio. I'm getting new features, right? That's cool. I mean, that's I can't think of anything else where you would opt in for something like that, and they wouldn't just like kind of hide that from you, and then like, yeah, let's just let it float away and save the money.
It's a classic car with the AM/FM radio.
Yeah,
you could add a CD player to it, but you're like, no, that ruins it.
Right?
The owner's like, all right, we'll just leave it the same. Yes, I'm rich. Anyway, Joey, thanks for coming by.
We love you, buddy.
If someone wants to contact you for a tour,
he is still doing the tours.
Yeah, I am. Just reach out to me, all social media platforms, Joey Mazant, Mazzant. First name's Joey. If you can't spell it, I can't help you. And as always, thank you guys for everybody who favorited my wife's Etsy store, The Gem Jam. I appreciate that very much. It's free to just like it. So thank you everybody for all that. I appreciate y'all very much.
There you go.
All right, we will see you tomorrow.
Got it,
dude. That was awesome.
Thanks for doing that, buddy.
Oh, thank you guys. That was a blast.
Where's that go?
That's Thursday 1 and 2.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna do Wednesday with Paul, and we're gonna kind of do a modified weird job. We're gonna talk about being a bar owner.
Cool. We're doing that like 10, right?
No. That is in 10. Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yes, in 10. I thought you said at 10.
Yeah. I'm not that confused. 12. Well, thanks for being here, buddy.
Thanks for having me, as always. Love it. Gives me a creative outlet. I get to come and have fun and talk ass about all these families.
It's fun, man. Yeah, cassette players are back in, I guess. Not sure I understand why they are. I mean, maybe you could make an argument for cassettes taking up less space. But I don't think there's really a good reason to do it. I don't think the fidelity is any better.
I've been collecting vinyl again. I've been having fun with my record
player.
That's
I like vinyl. Vinyl's fun. Oh, that's funny, man. Let's see here. 18, 24. Audio. All right.
Thank you, Joey.
Always thank you, man. Got a weird job for you guys. If you ever
Good
run
seeing
out.
you, dude.
Okay,
Have a
too.
good holiday if we
You
don't
too.
see you since then or around then.
Tell the wives and kids just happy holidays from me and the
For
missus.
sure, man. And please pass on some love to your girl. Thursday. No, really? Okay. I got a couple of months. Yeah. In fact, 12, 18.
We'll do like one of these segments, and then we'll do a weird job for like a
See you, buddy.
Every year I put $100 on the Steelers to win the Super Bowl before the season.
That's cool. I did not know that Eminem has that. No idea. I'm trying to go back and read what everybody was saying. Oh yeah, totally, Sam. No, I know you're fucking around. We need more misinformation on there so the Disney people get mad and click on our fucking Instagram. I've never seen more people fight. They were fighting like crazy in there.
That's ridiculous.
All right. Thank you guys. I'll see you next week.
See you, man. Yeah, drinking. Oh, Sam, like I'm sure they do. Like you should see some of the private messages we got in the yeah, Sam was pointing out that Joey got it wrong about the shooting gallery as he was leaving. I'm like, that's what we need because that's what we need because those people sent me I got messages just from people who were like, fuck you, fuck your show. You guys are fucking idiots. I'm like, all right, hold on a second. They're very angry. They're mad. Oh, it does make for funny reading, 100%. Dan, have you checked out the BDM page with the invisible tattoos? Yes. Did you post that? That was really neat. I don't know if I would get that. EJ asks if Crystal liked the wine. It's still here, and if I have my druthers, I'm gonna open it, and I'm gonna print out a picture of you, and I'm gonna jack off on the picture, and then pour the wine on my own ejaculate, and then stab your face with the broken wine bottle. That's what I'm gonna do. I do like that Joey. Last thing he says, Sam pops in, nothing but misinformation. I like that. That's good. Well, I think I broke it down, Robert. I think Disney people, the reason they defend it is because I do think it's part of their childhood, right? And I think those feelings to some people probably are pretty severe and big. They're big feelings. Oh, that was disgusting. Brock says, I dated a girl who was in the Disney Vacation Club, had to explain to me it's 1,000% a timeshare, but she refused to admit it. It is, but I've heard good things about them too from people that have them and enjoy them, so, you know. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Sam. Multi-level marketing. But, yeah, that's it. Podcast Media is, he does a podcast. He's in there. He was the one that wrote us about 90s radio. He enjoys a good 90s radio.
It's funny with the timeshare, like...
I would buy a Disney Vacation Club thing if I had the money.
It's like Planet Fitness, or there's tons of other examples of this where if you use it exactly, efficiently, and how it's intended to be used, which is a lot of preparation and work, and then like pre-planning, right?
Yeah,
they're gambling, and I love gambling, on the general public not doing work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
It's like, $10 a month is pretty cheap they provide an awesome gym. You know what I'm saying? Have you been like awesome,
very nice.
all the machines, all the free weights,
they're good.
They got saunas and shit, or for $10 a month is insane. They're betting on you never going. And they're right.
They keep it nice.
and that's why Mr. Fitness is rich. And that's why Disney Vacation Club is rich. And so it's why casinos are rich. It's we're never going to put the work in and utilize all the value. Now, the people that do get the value, and those are probably the people that are like, hey, this is a great value, and I use it. But we know that most people don't do it. And then that's why, things like timeshares end up being scammy, even though they're not a blatant scam. It's just they're preying on the fact that people won't use them every year or take the penalties or, whatever the hell, all the fine print with timeshares, and why it's become predatory and people are like, don't get timeshares because they're a waste of money. It's funny. It's like the impossible task. These companies are like, hey, this is a great price if you do X, Y, and Z, but they know you won't do it because we're all too lazy.
Yeah, Merchman said, they said, my mom and I are DVC members since the first year. We definitely got our money out of it, and yes, it's a lot of work to maximize the usage. Yeah.
Yeah, just like everything. Like, you could win at gambling, but you got to put a shit ton of time and effort into it.
Chat room is asking, how long are we going to be off?
Well, we're only off of Twitch and YouTube Live. So basically this Friday is our last live Twitch and YouTube show. We have some pre-planned best of that Casey put together for Monday and Tuesday of next week and Thursday and Friday of next week. But it's all curated, and Daniel and I did some voiceover for it. Then the week after, Monday through Friday, is a full slate of ACT shows.
What's up, buddy?
In like 2 hours on Monday and Tuesday, and then basically full schedule, and then the wife cast on that Friday. Then we got some custom best of next Friday that Melissa put together that me and Daniel voiced last week. But the voices are, I do a vampire voice. So the whole time. So we're releasing shows for the next 2 weeks, but we're not going to be live on Twitch and YouTube. So essentially, we'll be back January 6th.
We should have made the shows. See you, Sam. She's going to be in here on Friday for the last Friday free show. Have a good rest of your day. We should have made the best of and then printed them all out into or put them on flash drives and hide one of them in the city. Right? Like Tony Hawk does skateboards.
Yeah, but no one looks for it.
No one would look for it. Maybe one person would, though. You know? What's up, buddy?
Paul?
It's very good to see you, man.
Hey, Paul, you care if we do this as a kind of a pseudo Weird Job Wednesday, talking about you being a bar owner?
Is it just you today? You want to put you right there?
No, Dom's coming.
Oh, Dom's coming? All right, then we'll put you. Yeah, I'd rather have you right there if you're okay with that.
What job mine do you want to talk about?
Well,
all the jobs.
I just want to talk. Yeah, we could talk about any job you had, but I also just want to talk about.
I currently have about 50 jobs.
Yeah, 50? I'm sure.
How many hours do we have for this segment?
Yeah, I can believe it. I can believe it.
I'm all about.
We're on right now.
We're
just
alive.
So you know.
Okay, well, all right.
Okay.
I'm all about people, enjoying themselves in life, but I just stopped for my guilty pleasure egg bites at the Dunkin' Donuts.
Dude, egg bites are good.
That's my go-to if I need a snack and I'm trying to eat healthy.
Egg bites are good.
I'll stop and grab a couple of those.
They're good.
What is it?
It's just a little egg omelet bite.
It's like an omelet.
Dunkin' Donuts.
It's a tiny omelet, and they're great.
All right.
Yeah.
They're easy, but these chicks were so stoned at this Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, is it mine? The one up
the
here?
one around the corner.
Oh
from here.
yeah. Oh, they're always so stoned.
I almost like, God, Jesus,
Yeah.
what are you like? They're egg bites.
Better weed than egg bites. Better weed than egg bites.
I was there like 20 minutes. Like
Paul, I'm sure you know that no one wants to do that job.
Yeah.
That's why I'm never gonna give people like that a hard time, because I'm kind of anti-corporate, establishment. If I have time, I'll sit and eat my breakfast at a mom and pop, or I'll make my, I'd rather do that. But that's the one thing that I will grab on the regular, because it's just like I'm in a hurry a lot. So, but it's like, damn, Dunkin' Donuts, man, you guys are paying these people peanuts, and
the process is ruined.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at you. I'm up.
Broken.
I wish I could have gotten in and out of here a little quicker, because this is a drive-through. But
yeah, this is obviously a broken process, so something's gone wrong. Right? Yeah. So something, and I made a joke on the show that I blame society for, they went crazy as soon as they started talking about how much they were paying. They were gonna fast food workers wanted, and people were like, "What? You can't pay fast food workers $20 an hour, and then you have to pay them less." And then it's like, well, this is what we get then, because no one wants to do that job. They get
you can't have it both ways, man.
People want to smoke weed, and that's the only employees. And I don't even blame the manager of Dunkin' Donuts.
There was a sweet spot, though, I want to say a couple of years ago, when they could smoke their weed and you'd get your egg bites fast. I don't know what happened.
I don't know either. Do you think it has to do with edibles?
Yeah.
Well,
because let's be honest, man. That's That's like
people have been smoking weed at fast food restaurants and making your food.
Edibles can bang you down real quick.
They will. Yeah, I think we're all too dependent upon. I think we're all drug addicts.
Here's the problem.
I'm 100%.
I'm a drug addict.
I can't go to sleep without edibles.
Me neither. No.
But it's not the smoking the weed, because yes, you're right. People have always been smoking weed at fast food, but they did their job.
Yeah.
And people can do their job high. It's been happening for years. No problem.
But he's arguing that it's too much weed.
I'm saying, though, the amount of weed you put in your body when you eat edibles,
it's a different amount of weed.
Makes you not be able to have motor skills.
Like the edible high is way different than
dude.
The dude when you'd go in the back and a
you
couple
can still
toots
cook
with
food.
Yeah, you have a couple toots with Spider, your best friend, right?
When I'm at home and I'm cooking and I get high, like, there's a lot of times where I forget what the hell I'm doing. You know, like, I'll be like, oh.
It's too much.
Yeah, where'd I put the salt?
Yeah. No, I just left this in the oven too long.
Who am I?
It doesn't make you the best, but then when you add the too much edibles and worst employee in around the area, then it's you can't get your egg bites, because there are employees that can work high, but they've moved on to higher paying jobs. And then the fast food is now bottom of the barrel.
There's a very low ceiling at places like that for sure. You're right.
Yeah, and so you're right. It's like
That's why I'm going to work there. I'm cleaning it up. I'm going there, undercover boss.
The worst franchise out there, and the worst store of those franchises is the Burger King on 1792 in Sanford.
Oh, I love that.
I swear.
That is,
I swear. Go there.
It's not even a Burger King. It's not even a Burger King. They'll do anything but Burger King.
How is a person doing business like this?
We've eaten there. You and I've eaten there.
We
went up the street to get some food for the
Airbnb.
The Airbnb, and it was a disaster.
It's a disaster every time.
Oh, I love that place.
Because I love an Impossible Whopper. I really like that sandwich.
I'm a Whopper guy.
Yeah,
I'll eat a Whopper.
So I'll force myself to go there every once in a while. But the amount of times I've probably been there 10 times in the last 5 years.
Yeah,
and 5 out of those 10 times they were out of burgers. Burger King is out of burgers.
I like that.
It's like you're the king of nothing.
I think that's awesome. That's why we are not going to do our Airbnb anymore. We're actually transitioning to buying that Burger King. We're going to try and make it worse.
They're like,
I don't. That's a big feat.
What part of the ordering chain broke down here for you to be out?
There's no chain.
Yeah. Like who's the manager? Like who owns it?
I don't think there's a. That's the problem. Whoever owns that franchise, does.
It's a sovereign. Burger
unequivocally
King.
Does not care.
It's a sovereign Burger King.
Yeah.
There's no king of it.
It's
literally just an area, and you have to fight it out every day in there. It's like.
There's not even a president.
It's like where you know, like when you're watching a post-apocalyptic movie, and then they're like, you can't go in there. It's a lawless area. That's where the sand people live.
Burger anarchy.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where it's like literally no one governs it. That's the Burger King in Sanford. It's an ungoverned burger land.
Burger anarchy.
Yeah, and they're stealing them because the reason they don't have burgers is because Spider, who I mentioned earlier, who spoke of the week, he stole all the burgers, and he worked there for 1 week.
He stole. So
yeah. Everything gets stolen. Everything gets.
He went to jail for a while and came back, and they put him back.
Yeah, it's always like a thing.
Have you guys ever been to a fast food place during a holiday that you shouldn't be there? Because this happened to me at Thanksgiving, right? So we.
Oh wow! I didn't even think about that.
Okay,
where'd you go?
I forgot to tell the story. We load up our RV.
You want me to record it
on Thanksgiving? Okay, all right, yeah.
No, I'm just asking. I mean, I love Paul and all,
I'll just tell you.
But I want to record it.
So
this could be gold. I feel like Elvis Presley. It's like he's about to sing. Oh, the wonderful honor.
So, or you know what? We'll just.
You want to do it?
Yeah, we'll record it. This is for a separate something.
Yeah, let's do it. Like Paul's here, and I like talking to Paul.
We'll wait to Dom to record. You know, we'll just.
All right, here we go. I'll start. Is coming back?
Yeah, come back.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
Paul Williams is here. How you doing,
Hey,
so
love me some Paul.
This has nothing to do with nothing, but I want to tell you guys a story.
Yeah, he just appeared in the studio. Poof.
And we were joking around about fast food and how it's
gotten terrible.
It's gotten bad in the recent years. So
even my Taco Bell, which
yeah.
They've always done me right. It's bad. It's bad now.
I have a mission for people. Go to a fast food restaurant during a super important holiday when you shouldn't be there, and then look around. Okay. So on Thanksgiving, we
Thanksgiving Day.
On Thanksgiving Day,
Yeah.
we got our RV, and then we traveled to our campsite on Thanksgiving Day. Right?
Okay.
And so when we loaded up our RV and everything, and then we left, and it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And we stopped by McDonald's because the kids were hungry.
Yeah.
We're all hungry for lunch.
Yeah.
We're like, we're just gonna get this.
You don't need to preface it, man. You're a dad. You're allowed to stop by McDonald's.
And we
You're allowed to do that.
And I had to not do drive-through because obviously you can't go through drive-through without towing a travel trailer or whatever.
Yeah.
So I jump out and I get the kids. I'm like, what do you want? Whatever. So I walk inside and I forget that it's Thanksgiving Day, right? Thanksgiving Day at 1:30 p.m. Right?
Yeah.
And then I walk in and there's like the crowd that's inside of McDonald's on Thanksgiving Day is a mishmash of the mentally ill. And I'm there too. So
well, you're obviously just an observer, you know. Like there has to be a doctor on site when the mentally ill are there.
And I didn't. It dawned on me. And then the people, there was like 2 employees because obviously.
Wait, hold on. Can I guess? One hospital gown. Am I on
yes,
the board? Am I on the board?
Back wide open.
Yeah. Paul and
Yeah,
I'll share that. That's a half point each.
Yeah.
We'll go
But they
half point
have
each on
pants
that.
on. They wouldn't let them leave without pants. But the gown is on the top.
Okay.
Like with this
Yes.
long.
Yeah. Our friend Dom from Western Trading Company is here as well.
Like
Good to see you.
sweatpants.
Yes. Yeah.
Good to see you.
I'm not joking. When I walked in, a person waiting in line turned around. By the way, a long line because obviously 2 employees who
And they're ordering a lot.
I felt bad for those employees
you
because they are there instead of with their
Yeah.
families. And one guy turned to me right when I walked in. He's like, "McDonald's saved my life." And then I was like, "Oh my God, I'm in McDonald's at Thanksgiving. Like I deserve this. This is my fault."
The
And,
greatest thing that can be told to you when you walk into a McDonald's is when an overly aggressive man runs up to you and goes, "Give me a fist bump, M-word." And I'm like, uh-oh, it's happening.
and
It is. It's definitely happening.
And that's my new challenge to everybody. Go into McDonald's Christmas Day.
Yeah, New Year's.
Dude, I think it's
Dude.
actually closed Christmas Day, but
I mean, that's your perfect opportunity to dad joke it when they say, "Oh, can I take your order?" Say, "Yeah, I would like to have a McTurkey, please." Like,
Oh, I like that.
yeah.
I like the McTurkey.
Go into Crystal Burger
Yes.
on like Easter.
Yeah.
I went to Crystal Burger.
I love Crystal Burger.
I was in New
You a
Orleans.
fan? I'm a fan. I love a Crystal Burger.
I was on Bourbon Street. I was staying on Bourbon Street. This was probably 15 years ago. I got blackout wasted, and I was staying with some of my buddies, and I was like, I got drunk and brought home. It was $85 worth of Crystal Burgers.
Yeah.
And these guys were asleep. They went home early, and I started just pelting them with tiny Crystal Burgers when I got back to the hotel room. I don't think I ate any of the food. They were all projectiles.
You're just
I
throwing burgers
I
around.
went through a phase where I would buy sacks of burgers and just throw them at people. This was not an isolated incident at all.
Funny story. Same exact Crystal Burger.
Oh.
Supervillains are in New Orleans, and we're walking around, and we're walking back to the bus with 48. Like 2 sacks, 24 in each.
You get the suitcase. Remember when they do the suitcase?
Yeah.
One person's worth of Crystal Burgers is what
For
you got.
real.
Yeah.
And Scart drops 24 of them all over the ground.
Oh,
and just
Scart.
proceeds to start stuffing them back into the little boxes.
That's what I would do too.
On Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like, dude, just they're gone, man.
I honestly don't care.
And that's
where
where COVID started.
Exactly.
No, I don't care about any of that.
Yeah.
Anything can land in anything, I'll eat it.
Bourbon Street.
It's
is
a
No, I
mixture
know,
of
but I'll just
pretty bad.
as long as it's not
Pee,
wet.
poo,
As long as it's not
Yeah,
wet.
yeah.
If it just lands, I'm fine. Dirt, I'll brush it off. I'm seriously, I'm gross like that.
Every time you take someone to Bourbon Street for the first time and you go around at night, they're like, "Oh, this is a cool party." And then the next day when you walk around in the daytime and the smell of like a noon
Right.
walk through Bourbon Street.
Right.
It's the grossest. It smells like a dumpster.
It smells like someone ate like 24 crystals and took an S on the ground.
Yeah, it can. It
Yeah.
can taste like that.
ima-
Or smell like that, rather.
Imagine the White Castle or Crystal Burger employee that goes and watches for the first time the movie Harold and Kumar, go to what is it?
White
Go to White House or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they're
I've
watching
never
it,
seen that.
and then they're like, "This is gonna make my job worse because this is gonna be the new clientele forever now."
Well, thankfully, I think it's out, right? Like it's been long enough where I think you're okay.
And they can't order fast and order too much, and now my life is gonna be ruined because of this movie.
Although I will say, and we can end on this, the crystals, the one in Daytona Beach.
That's the one by my house.
I went to that one, and there's only one man that runs it, and he does it all by himself. And the dude is awesome because you can tell he's got a system.
Yeah,
he's got a mustache too. He's awesome.
Dude, we were kids like you didn't go to Daytona and not stop at Crystal.
Correct.
On the way back to
Orlando. Then obviously I'm Volusia County trash. That's the way we did it. You go to Daytona, you hit the Crystal Burger.
I'm freshly trash.
Yeah, I like that.
And it's
cool. You're a Volusia man now. I gained so much more respect for you now.
Freshly Volusia County
You're in my
trash.
old stomping ground. My dad and I saw a homeless man diarrhea his white pants, and it bubbled out over the top like a diaper in that Crystal Burger. In that Crystal Burger.
I am the neighbor in my neighborhood that everyone's like, "Oh, that dick's from Orlando."
Yeah.
He came here.
Liberal. Get the hell out of here.
He came here, just brought his Obama flag. Jeez.
Oh, yeah. Get your pronouns out of here.
Seriously.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. We'll start over with the regular stuff.
Bye-bye.
Should we go? Should we just go? I know.
I would hate to. Now we just sat for 6 minutes.
I know.
Probably won't be used.
Well, no. Well, let's just go back. Okay. Let's just start.
Whatever you guys want to do. I got plenty of time today. I got to.
Here we go.
Okay.
2. And we're back.
We're using it.
I like this. We are so disjointed this week. Yesterday, I called every show we did a mediocre time. It wasn't. It was a corporate time. Oops. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know what I'm recording, who I'm talking to, what the guests are. We are ready for Christmas.
I think it's my fault for sitting in Baldwin Park traffic for 20 minutes somehow.
Yeah, it's just called a school. Respect education.
Seriously,
that's what it's called.
I think once you build a neighborhood based around single lane roads everywhere,
it's rough.
Probably a bad idea.
It's rough.
Yeah. So, as you heard, Paul and Dom are here. How you guys doing?
All right.
And, of course, we're going to talk about all things going on in Sanford. You know what? We have a BDM that posted on the BDM page that's coming to Florida for the first time, I think, ever since he started to be, he left Florida, became a BDM, and now it's his first time back. And he's heard a lot of things from us and promoting in Sanford, and he said, "Hey, what do I do?" And there's a whole post about what to do. So, Paul, Dom, what would you suggest this BDM does? Lay out a nice Sanford weekend, Saturday to Sunday.
You guys, that's a good idea.
Is he staying in the Airbnb?
Well, it's booked. Some lady booked it for a full month.
Yeah.
When is this arrival date?
This will play on today.
Yeah. And when is he? I'm saying when is he coming?
Oh, I think he's coming this weekend. I think let's just say this weekend. Or maybe the weekend after Christmas, because I bet both weekends are going to be packed because pre-Christmas.
Well, if it's this weekend. That's a great lead-in because we have Santa Palooza all day Saturday at Celery City West End, doing a little Christmas music festival.
Yeah,
okay.
So that'd be a great one.
There's 14 bands playing, and it's all headlined by Bad Santa and the Angry Elves.
We know those guys. Yeah. I love Bad Santa.
Yeah, we got Gargamel playing. We got UFO playing, the Intracoastals.
All those guys.
Great solo guys, Jency and Tom Solo.
And is that the Courtyard at Celery City?
It's both. It's both bars.
Okay.
Wow.
All day, both bars.
Yeah, we'll have 3 stages going. So we'll have Celery City stage going, the Wild West stage, which we are brand new. We have a brand new stage now.
Congratulations,
at Wild West.
That's
that
awesome.
We can pop out whenever we want to. And then, of course, in the venue in the West End Live.
Okay.
So obviously a great recommendation is to have dinner at Willow Tree. I think if someone's coming in for the first time, make sure that they get in there because that's a cool place to go.
I work for West End, and I literally was about to be like, well, first you're going to start off by having a schnitzel over
right.
The cohesiveness between all of you guys and the differences in what you do are,
we're even partners with those guys. They obviously, if you guys don't know, they own the joint that's inside of West End, the food program that we have there. So. Yeah,
food
man.
program. It's all I eat.
Yeah.
Like all I eat
Yeah,
at
yeah.
West End now are the sliders.
Dude, the cauliflower bites.
Cauliflower
bites.
I don't think I can stop. No, I have to have the sliders. He knows. As soon as I walk in, I get the sliders every single time.
And next time you come by, go to Maya Rosa and check out at Wild West End. Check out one of their smash burgers.
Okay.
Maya Rosa, like they got this. What is it like? Onion jam or onion jelly on there, bruh, so good.
So, their French fries too. He must put a little bit of sugar on them.
Has
oh my
to be.
God, they're so
That's the
good.
secret. You get them, get you hooked. But so I mean, Sanford obviously has good food choices for you wherever you're going to go.
Sure.
But I do like hitting up Hollowbox German Restaurant
for sure.
first. You get in there, maybe get a pre-beer, maybe get some appetizers, get a pretzel.
I mean, the checklist. You obviously have a Sunshine State Bomb at West End.
Love it.
That's a tried and true staple. Run through the beer list at Celery City if you're looking for some craft beer.
Maybe get a sushi while you're there too.
Sushi if you're looking for that at Sushi and Soul. There's just a Saturday, Sunday. There's so many options. If he's there for Sunday, Chicken Poop Bingo at Wild West End is a great weekly thing to go to. That's a lot of fun.
Nice.
How's New Year's Eve in Sanford? I don't, I've never spent New Year's Eve in Sanford, but I imagine it's
rocking.
A ton of stuff going on.
So New Year's Eve this year, we have the Supervillains playing.
Yeah.
Who are those guys?
We haven't played in like almost, I'm guessing like almost 2 months.
It's been a minute, right?
We've been taking some time off. Everybody kind of doing their family thing for the holidays and stuff. So Supervillains are playing. We've got 2 free sets later on in the evening, and then we got an early VIP set at 7 o'clock. You can get tickets for that at westendvenue.com. And then up front, we got DJ Wayne. And then over next door at Wild West End, we have DJ Ray Ray. So we got live music and DJs all night. Supervillains.
A little champagne toast action at midnight.
Right.
All right.
I love it.
Or if you get the VIP with the Supervillains, you get a Jaeger toast at midnight.
Beef it up.
Because we're still drinking that stuff like we're children.
I think I want to swing back to that.
Yeah,
I think I'm going back to Jaeger.
I had a few last night, and I got to tell you, I feel right as rain this morning.
So last night was our employee Christmas party.
Oh yeah, that's another reason why I was late, because I just came from the HR, the new company we're going to be working with after last night.
Yeah.
You had some issues. Yeah. Really? Did you have some issues?
So over the next few days, we're going to find out who hooked up with who.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, you guys ever had any? Not that you want to get into this, but have you ever had any issues where you had to the next day you had to bring somebody in your office and set them straight?
Oh, I mean,
the place is like Spanish Fly.
Dude.
Yeah.
They just can't, keep their hands off each other, man.
Yeah. Oh man, that's what I miss. I wish.
What the sneakers don't realize is that we have cameras everywhere, so we already know. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Paul,
really?
Do you feel obligated to give a speech at the employee Christmas party?
I don't feel obligated, but I do.
Is it sober or drunk?
I don't drink.
But Paul, I thought you would stop drinking too.
Let me tell you why.
I was stoned out of my gourd.
That's fair.
Like I said, I just came from the HR company.
Yeah.
And partly due to all of the managers speaking last night.
I should have maybe held the mic for myself. Because there was some. They started setting up for the Christmas party at 5 p.m. and that's when they started deciding to do shots.
Okay.
Yes.
Look, I don't drink anymore, so I was like, whoa.
We've
I'm
really
drinking today. Let's have some
we've really
cocktails.
cleaned that up as far we don't. So back in the day, it was like I said the words. I used to say the words regularly. Hey, you want to do a shot? No, I don't really feel like it. I would say the words drink or clock out. And I meant it. So it's a little bit different. The 47-year-old Paul's a little different, the liability and whatnot,
Is a different animal.
So, Paul, let's talk about because we're releasing this on Wednesday, and we've never really talked to you about the business of being a bar owner. And
sounds hard to me.
For a weird job. I don't think we've ever had a bar owner as a weird job and talk to a person. So
well, at least not one that we like.
Well, maybe make some calls.
I'm joking.
And we've talked
but
about.
But to me, it's a strange one because it's a hard one.
It is.
It's on my list of why would you choose it? Because it goes into restaurant. And restaurant is hard.
Bar Left it chose me. I didn't choose it. It chose me.
Oh, but it's also kind of like podcasting and other sought after jobs where people think they want.
That's good. Yeah,
because ever since Cheers, I think like people want.
Sam Malone owning the bar. It's a dream. It is
it's
an
the
American dream.
The
bar owner is an American dream. Maybe even more than the restaurateur.
It's literally no different than any other small business owning job. Because here's the thing: people think that all of a sudden you open a bar and you're going to be a millionaire the next day.
Right.
It's not that. You have to put in years and years of consistent effort and work, and
and you got to learn, right?
Making mistakes, and learning and making mistakes.
But it's also weird that people think you're so rich because you could look around and even though if you're a packed bar and everybody's drinking, it's like you're not making.
It's not opulent. It's not like you're.
A Miller Lite isn't $180 a piece. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
we talk about it all the time.
That's the misconception. Busy does not mean profitable.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah, like you have to sell a lot of drinks to make a profit, and then you pay everybody. So like it doesn't scream to be a super money maker. Like I understand people are like, oh, like it makes some money, and you like you said, it can after years, but it's not like you're selling Bugattis or something. You know what I'm saying? You're selling.
Well, how do you start? Like, so how does a young Paul? So you're how old when you decide that you want to
opened West. I was 29 when we opened West End. So
wow, man, congrats.
You owned bars in Texas before that.
I worked for a family that owned bars in college.
Okay.
And they taught me a lot about the bar business, but they taught me about community too. They taught me about the importance of community and working with others in community and how important that was. So
write down community.
All right, community.
Because we don't do it. We're like very up until like you guys showing up. I was like, F this community. This place sucks. We're the kings of the community. Release the oil.
When I moved to Florida, I vowed to get out of the bar business and do something else, and I did for about 5 years, and then
OnlyFans.
I just kind of fell in love with Sanford and decided to. I thought it was it was rough around the edges in 2006 for sure. But I decided like this. I think this place has potential and it's cheap enough. So I kept working my job and I opened West End, and it just took years and years and years to turn. I probably didn't make $1 out of West End for the first 8 years it was open.
Christ.
So.
There's the real answer, right?
Yeah.
So, like, let's just say...
People know what 8 years is. I know that.
It's a long time.
Yeah, it is a long time.
Let's just talk about, like, if someone out there, his dream is to open a bar.
I know people where there's... Cadillac Pat?
Yeah, no.
That is his dream.
And so, like, where do you even start? Like, because how many bars now do you own or have you owned?
13.
13 different bars.
Wow, lucky number 13.
Yeah. And countless other businesses, obviously, but the bar business in particular. Like, what's a good start? Is it like theme? Like, where do you look at them, where you're going to put it and how many customers are potentially there?
All those things are important, but the most important thing about opening a small business is to make sure you have enough capital to make it through the first 3 years.
Okay.
Because if you don't understand cash flow, then you'll die on the vine real quick. Like say you have
Is that what we're doing? Are we?
You might have a great concept.
You
might have a great idea. You might have all of the right stuff, but it takes like a few years to get yourself entrenched. And if you don't have enough cash flow to make it to that tipping point, you never make. You see these businesses that look like, oh man, that sounds like a great idea, great concept. They don't make it past year 2 because they just ran out of funds. That's really the long and short of it.
And maybe it could have been successful if they just made it another year.
Yes. Because like what I said earlier, all too often someone will say, you know what, I'd like to open a bar. And they quit their job, they cash in their 401k, and they open a bar, and then all of a sudden it didn't make them enough money, and they're in year 2 going into year 3, and this thing's still losing, and they're like, well, this is stupid. I'm just going to go back to work, and they have to start all back over again. This happens all the time.
That's what Jeff Howell did. I want to point it out. I want to be on the record. I want to stare into the.
I shouldn't have laughed that loud.
That's what. You did. That's what our friend Jeff Howell did with his bar. He bought it, and then year 2 and 3, he was like, "This
And then
sucks.
if
I'm
you
going
think
back
the
to work."
bar business is hard, the restaurant business is hard.
Yes, yeah.
Write
No,
that
I
down.
know.
Write that down. Also, put an underline under community.
So, okay, let's
Double
just say, step one, let's just say the person has enough capital to make it past 3 years, right? But that still doesn't guarantee success.
No,
Obviously,
does not guarantee success.
So,
No, because I'm putting it up my nose.
So
Everything we're bringing in, I'm putting
That's
it up
the
my
other
nose.
problem,
Yeah.
man. In
I
this,
just
in,
wanna-
in this particular industry is that you have to remember that it's a business. You know, like if you were around me, 10 years ago, you know that I had my fun and all that stuff. But I got up and went to work every day. It's easy to get caught up in the moment of drinking beer and shots all night and then just sleeping all day the next day. You have to treat it as a business at the same time.
God knows I have been there.
I want to.
Yeah, I think that is the one thing that all 4 of us absolutely have in common.
That's what I did from 30 to 35.
We all know that feeling because radio guys and bar guys are the same in that regard. Where it's
my
like, well,
30
I'll see you in the
my
morning.
30 to 40 decade. I don't think that there's a human being that drank more than me between the age of 30 and the age of 40.
I would agree with that.
See, I want to open a bar just so every day when I walk in, they're like, "Oh, Tom's here!" I'm like, shots for everyone, and then everyone's like,
that's the Sam Malone.
That was my business plan right there.
That's the Sam Malone.
Yeah. Then I'm plowing an old hag in my office.
Oh my God, that's the best part. That's the best part.
That's the one thing that
Paul doesn't want to talk about a hag.
No, I didn't.
He's gonna beat you up now.
That is
this guy's
an-
so
No, I'm
gonna
saying-
El Camonio
I'm
on the
not saying
hag.
that's a
I
Paul's-
told you never mention the hag.
No, I'm saying that's what I want to do.
That's
what I
an
wanna
easy.
do, too.
That is, honestly, though, that's an easy reputation to get as a bar owner too.
What, a hag banger?
Yes, you can get that dirty.
I think that's what I want to
reputation.
little Denny hag banger.
Hey, while you're writing stuff down, write down Hag Banger. That's my new band.
Oh, hag.
That's my new band name.
Yeah, that's definitely a metal band.
Yeah,
So-
hag banger.
So, and then, what is really the next step after you got
And she's
enough
got
capital?
short hair, one of those old short hair.
And
Looks like Carol from Walking Dead.
does the theme matter? Does how much bar area do you need as opposed to seats? Like, I'm sure there's equations.
Where
like,
does the butt
do you
funnel
need
come in?
Live entertainment always. TVs.
There is a science to all that, you're for sure. And the biggest, the easiest answer to that is, you pick your concept, but you have to be adaptable to what's going on in the world. That's any business.
Tom's not adaptable.
If your concept is a dead concept, you have to adjust to what's happening in the world. Just like today, this is a great thing to talk about. Young kids are drinking less. They don't drink as much alcohol. They don't binge drink like when I was 21. I was a binge drinker.
I've seen
just
that,
like
yes.
everyone in this room binge drank. These kids aren't doing that. So there's
They're
alternatives.
gooning. I heard that.
There's alternatives. Just like at West End, we're serving THC seltzers, and they're going well. But that's a pivot. You have to understand the pivots, and you got to be able to get ahead of them.
By the way, when you look up what binge drinking actually means, you're like, I thought that was regular drinking.
Yeah, I know.
I thought that
We've
was
had it wrong.
how you were supposed to do it.
Binge drinking is 3 drinks.
I remember when I used to
You're
go
like, what?
when I was 35, and I would go for my every couple years doctor visit, and they would make me fill out that part. Say, how many drinks do you have per week? And I would write a number that was probably like a quarter of what I actually had, and the doctor would have a serious conversation with me.
I like to write
And you're
the
like, I
real
lied about
number.
this.
I like to write the real number, but I write it in crayon, which really throws it for a loop. I wrote like 80.
Too many.
Well, that's like the Ric Flair documentary where he writes.
Yeah.
He says he has 7 mixed drinks
Seven
and then 10 beers a day
Yeah.
or whatever. And then doctor's like, no, you don't. This is impossible. He's like, yes, I do. Some doctors think that things are impossible. That every day,
Yeah.
people are
Take
going to
that
work
science.
like this.
A regular day back then for me was probably 20-ish double vodka and sodas, and
man.
probably 20 or 25 shots of whiskey in a night.
Oh my God!
I almost cursed, and this is we're not supposed to curse on this show, but I almost just naturally just sitting here listening to you talk, I almost yelled the F word. Wow,
That was a regular night for me.
Yeah.
And
Well, you didn't show it that much, really. I
That
mean,
people used to ask me all the time. It's like, oh, hey, I saw you the night. I was so
Oh,
talk to you. I'd be like,
right.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
yeah, I don't like those when I get
was-
those. Yeah, I've done those before.
Yeah.
Hey, saw you last night down at Caddyshake's having a Bud Light. Really?
Yeah.
Did my wife know? How did I get down there?
Yeah. I was not there.
Right.
Paul,
Right.
I'm curious to your opinion because you could speak on this as like indoor space, outdoor space. Because
like what he likes best, better to manage, better to
like Celery City, obviously a tremendous, beautiful outdoor space that you could fit a lot of people. You could put. You built a new stage.
Yep.
I saw.
Yeah. I love the courtyard.
The courtyard.
Me too.
I love sitting under Florida trees drinking beer.
Yeah.
That's
the dream, and if you do have outdoor space, you just have to realize that when it rains, it sucks.
Okay, because then you're
there's no way around.
We're in Florida, so it's like good days are real good, bad days are real bad,
Yeah.
and then again, that's what things you have to account for, and that's why I imagine that like owning multiple bars kind of gives you a safeguard in the fact that if like one bar is not doing so well today, this bar props the other one, and I've seen
that's why we build it the way we do. We try to have wildly different concepts. That way, that you're meeting a different demographic at each place, and then also like, okay, if it's this kind of day, this one does better. If it's this kind of day, this one does better.
We try to make all of our merch look exactly the same. So
makes sense.
So
all black.
we're like all black, same design. I don't know whether or not selling.
Is that why I've seen like a bunch of partners be involved in a bunch of different bars? So like they diversify and it becomes less like
like an owners group of some sort.
So the way we do it, the way that we like to do it, it's my little brother and I, and we have different partners in different bars. But when we go to open a new place, say like when we open Celery City, that's Shane is our partner there, who's in charge of that bar. He's a owner. He's a partner. He's also the general manager. But like we have to have someone who's an owner who has skin in the game and boots on the ground. So that's our rules for opening a new place. I can't open a new place without someone who's going to be the last line of defense. I'll be there to shepherd them, but like I can't. I'm spread too thin to open another bar and be the guy who has to do all the stuff. I can't. I don't have any time for that.
What are some of the like expenses of bar ownership that people aren't thinking about? I know like insurance is a big one, right?
I'll give you a figure. So West End's liability insurance this year. How about let's do this? Let's play a game. You guess what the liability insurance is for West End.
He loves games. He loves games.
Yeah.
And pretend it's Jigsaw, and then if you get it wrong, you're dead.
Yeah.
But it's the insurance company's fault.
Well, it's funny because I just
paid Jigsaw. He had that angle.
I just paid liability insurance for this office.
Yeah, you did.
Yearly
Right.
liability insurance.
Yeah, but we're not a bar.
We're not a bar. No one ever shows up here.
We're also with our square footage, we're put into the nightclub category. So
okay, so it's a nightclub.
Nightclubs are different machine.
That's a different breed.
Yeah. So like our insurance here was $780
for the year.
Why would you say that to Paul?
And no, well, and we don't serve alcohol. We don't do business.
We serve alcohol.
No, but not like to the public.
Just went up.
Customers.
I serve it to the public.
No.
Just went up.
I serve it out the back.
Yeah. And it's kind of a waste because nobody would like. It's just we're going to sue ourselves.
Yeah, I know.
By the way, I would if I did break my leg. I'll drag myself in here. I'm from Miami. I know.
He knows his rights.
I know
I'm
my
from
rights.
Miami. I know my rights.
If I broke my leg on my four-wheeler, I would tape it up, drive over here, drag myself, just drag myself to the front door, and then play the tape. I broke it here. Anyway.
All right, guess it. Try to guess his amount. Nightclub insurance for a year. For a year, his bar compound.
Well, I'm just gonna go $500 a month, so $6,000 a year, which is insanely low, I bet.
Ready? $85,000.
That's a very nice automobile.
$85,000.
That's a beautiful loaded SUV you just bought there.
I mean,
you might as well. That's $100,000.
That's too much per year.
How much has that gone up over?
Probably a 10% increase over last year.
Yeah, $85,000. Like
my God,
I like that for sure blows people's mind. Like they
like the reasons for some of it too. You wouldn't believe.
Oh, so, I mean, like bars get sued.
Yeah, all the time.
For anything.
Sure.
And I feel like they're villainized in like lawsuits. They're like, oh, sue the bar. Like that's the first thing they get. Like
always.
The bar. He served this guy drinks, sue the bar. And then it's like it became sue the bar. And then now Paul's paying $85,000
I mean, that's why the insurance is so high. That's exactly why, because these cases, they that's you're paying a lawyer to settle these cases, and
so, and that's what it is. Yeah.
That's why if you can't walk funny and the bartender says sorry, you can't have any more, don't be a dick and just leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then, Paul, I wonder, has there ever been a concept that didn't work? That
Man,
I
was going to ask him that. Yeah. Or something that you wanted it to work, but it just maybe it's not the right time. Or
sure, it happened this summer with old Kinderhook.
Okay.
Oh, right. I mean, gotcha. Yeah, you wanted it to be bigger. It didn't take off, and
it just didn't. It didn't work. Like I felt like the concept was great. There was extenuating circumstances, but it just didn't work. And I've had a couple of failures over the years, so that's the only one in this area. But we've taken our lumps there.
So me and Daniel,
let's go through our failures. Do you have some time? Do you have some time?
We were talking about
marriages. You want to talk marriages first, or
are we going to do a dance squad this year? We're doing a Tom and Dan dance squad. Right?
My side project.
Would you guys get on board if Tom and I did a Tom and Dan dance squad? Right. But they're all old hags, right?
Hagbanger.
Yeah, the hagbangers. Yeah. And they're Tom and Dan hag squad. And it's like
I feel like it'd be hard to get
you say it, and I'm picturing the chick from Australia, the breakdancer.
What's her name? Tippy Top.
Kangaroo.
What was that girl's name? What's her name?
Oh, God.
Transporter.
Oh, the dingo definitely ate her baby.
Yeah, what's the lady's name?
Relax, man. Relax.
Not hacky enough, though.
She's not haggy enough. I'm talking short-haired gray hags.
I just saw smoke come out of that man's head.
Ray gun.
I
think Tippy Top's pretty close to Ray gun. I don't know about you guys. But anyway, so we have the Tom and Dan Dance Squad.
Yeah, come on. You're starting
live at the West End Trading Company.
You're going to get some emails tomorrow. I'd like to join the Hag Squad.
Email show at tomanddan.com.
Purple and teal tracksuits from the 90s.
Yes.
Also,
Hag Squad.
Is it true that your regulars are who really support your business? Like they're the people that the tried and true. The reason businesses actually make it. Tiffany was telling us about that. Like it's all the regulars that come all the time.
Absolutely, yeah. We have a great base of regulars, specifically at West End because we've been around for so long. I've made lifelong friendships of people that have been coming there for 15 or more years. It is like a big family. And even last night, at our employee Christmas party, some of those guys, infiltrate, and it's nice. You get to catch up with them. It's fun.
It is funny that people do want to start bars with after they hear the insurance $85,000.
Yeah, it's the emotional connection, the friends.
Yeah.
It's the relationships you do meet from those.
Yeah.
It's like the reason why I love a bar like my favorite bar down the road, the Hideaway Bar. Like that bar.
Love the Hideaway
because it's hard for me to go to the new Hideaway. Haven't been yet. Because I like the old Hideaway so much.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like, I'm connected to it.
Totally.
I'm definitely connected to your bars now. Like, there's no way I can go into West End and not think about quitting my job and then partying at the West End and then creating a podcast and now working with you. You see what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
You're part of my life.
Yeah.
I can't.
Same.
That's not going away.
Yeah.
Another aspect that people forget about is the local law enforcement is constantly trying to trick your employees into serving them alcohol. And it's like, this is not hard enough. I need the local cops looking like they're 40, trying to buy a beer, and then making a valid excuse like, my ID's in my truck.
Young people?
Yeah.
Which again, when a bartender says, "Can I see your ID?" Don't be a dick and just show them your ID.
Yeah, just do what you're supposed to do.
Jeez.
Or leave.
I'm 31 years old.
You wouldn't believe these 21-year-old kids that are 3 days past 21. You'll be like, "Can I see your ID?" And they'll be like, "Really, bro?"
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I had a poor girl get popped for that. It's probably I don't know, about 15 years ago. And she was a real sweet girl. She's like a UCF student. And I had to call her dad and be like, "We have to go bail your daughter out of jail."
Yeah, they get arrested.
They arrested her on the spot.
Do they still do that now?
I don't know.
I just feel like that
was the last time it happened to us.
I feel like that's insane. I mean, I get what you're trying to do, but I feel like
an example.
Taking them downtown is insane.
Fernando's brother just got arrested. He's a bartender out in Colorado.
Yeah.
And
so they still do it in some places.
And literally, they ID at the door, so he's not even used to IDing. So and then somebody got slipped
that's not, that's not him.
Yeah, but guess what? They arrest the bartender.
Yeah,
and
they
then
do.
came in and then put him in handcuffs, took him to jail. Like, what? Like, what's the... Also, law enforcement that does this. Like, the guy that is like, all right, you see, the ID at the door, this guy... Do you think he was trying to get arrested? Like, do you think he wanted this? Like, he's just doing his job and they arrest him? It's
I don't think
absurd.
that people understand how serious that is either. And that's
It's
why
very
bartenders
serious.
are very serious about, like, looking at your ID and checking it. Because, like, you could send somebody up and order 7 drinks and you could bring them to somebody else and the bartender still gets in trouble.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things.
Messing with somebody's family, bottom line,
for sure.
man, their whole job. At the very least, you're ruining their entire night.
That's the other thing. Misconception. I try to, like, this is a weird word, but humanize, because people that work for me, they have families, they got people depending on them. They're not just like, scumbag coke addicts. They're
Scumbag
literally, we have a lot of people that got kids.
Don't treat your employees like animal coke addicts. That's how I did it.
Even if they are, that's what I'm gathering.
I'm just saying, there's people have, we have people with kids and dogs
They're
and
good
husbands
people.
and wives and they're all good people, So.
Please tip well.
What
That's
about
another thing. I'll add that.
I'll say this too. I'm almost 20 years into this business, and the customer is not always right, and I will go and tell them that. I have no problem
seen you do
with
that.
it.
It's the greatest thing you'll ever see him do.
I will defend
he
my
will.
employees' honor. I promise you. I will do it every time because I do not believe in this customer's always right.
If you're a jerk and you're in the wrong, Paul will tell you that, and he will ask you to leave his bars.
Yes,
and you can walk home. You can bye.
And when I'm a nice guy, but when I get in that mode, you just won't like me.
I like the move where you hold them by the feet and you slam them back and forth like a cartoon.
Well, I've stopped all that due to liability reasons.
Yeah, he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that.
And we do have a bucket that says, I know Paul on the side, and you have to put $20 in. Yeah. And at the end of the month, we all buy pizza.
There you go. I like that. It's funny, too, that something as lovely as a sunshine bomb would make him into El Kabong juice. It's a beautiful, it's delicious, too. You taste it, you're like, this is delicious. Oh, my God. It tastes like sunshine dancing on your tongue. That is El Kabong some people if you start smarting off.
Get the people's elbow.
Yeah. Oh, you did what in my bar?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Would you ever suggest to someone, if they came to you and said, I want to start a bar, would you try to talk them out of it?
Oh.
Or if they had a good idea and a good concept and a good location.
Would you steal it?
That's what we do.
Outbid them.
I get that question, not just about bars, but I probably get that question 2 or 3 times a week from someone. Hey, will you answer? And I do, because I try to help as many people as I can, because I grew up with nothing, and when I started out, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have anybody shepherding me. Yeah. And if I see someone that's if they're trying and they want to make it work, I'll point them in the right direction, give them whatever resources they can, because I just look at myself, wandering around as a 20-something-year-old trying to make it work. And I do like to see when people succeed. And those people will, if you do that for them, they'll be cool to you for the rest of time. Like if you help support a local business that's struggling in the beginning, they'll remember that, man. And I do believe in community, for real. All jokes aside, I believe in the power of supporting your community and making a difference in your community and paying attention to your local politics instead of getting all wrapped up into the national politics. Yeah. I talk about this stuff all the time, because if you really want to make a difference in your own life, I sound like a motivational speaker right now.
No, I like it.
If you really want to make a difference in your life, pay attention to what's going on across the street from you, next door to you, down at your local city politics. Pay attention to that stuff instead of spending all your time getting wrapped up into national politics and getting all bent out of shape about that stuff, because you truly can't really make much of a difference there. But you can make a difference in your community. And that's what matters most to you.
I agree with that.
I like getting mad that he's friends with Vladimir Putin.
Okay. All right.
And that's what I focus on.
And that's your right.
And I just like to focus on the relationship that someone has with some dictator
you
in
look
Russia.
At you like, I don't like that. I don't like that.
And that's the only thing I pay attention to. And meanwhile, my schools around me are burning down.
The houses around you are burning down.
Everything has gone wrong.
All right, so what did we decide on to send people to? What are we sending them to?
Okay, well then
because we got limited time.
Okay, after New Year's, anything going on at...
Yes, I do want to make a small plug about Hooked.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Our fishing tournament and seafood festival. That's January 18th.
Yeah, we're giving away $8,000 in prizes and cash. Well, mostly cash and
Nice.
a prize or two here and
Yeah,
there.
it's free to enter, like always. If you want to come fish, try to catch some crappie or bass, or the biggest fish in the lake, no matter what it is, gets I think $500 or $1,000.
Oh, damn.
$500.
Very
and
cool.
so you don't have to be a pro fisherman. This is the everydayman fishing tournament.
Got
Yeah,
it.
you can fish from any kind of boat.
You
can
don't
fish
even
from
need a
the
boat.
bank.
You
Yeah,
can fish from the bank if
He
you want
said
to.
any Damon, not Johnny Damon.
Right. Can I fish from that boat from the Merritt Island Christmas boat parade that crashed into the other?
The
yeah.
car boat.
Yeah, the car boat. Can I fish from that?
Oh my God, the car
That
boat.
guy's available.
We're trying to buy a car boat. We were trying to buy one of those.
Yeah.
$85,000 for that thing.
Yeah, I just won't pay my
$85,000.
interest next year.
I
We'll
know.
get one.
It's the exact same number. Red.
Yeah, that would be way better than insurance. That car boat.
And then when they ask you to pay it, just say,
I got a car boat.
The Get Hooked is also a seafood festival.
It is.
So
That's
even
right.
if you're not in the fishing tournament, there's
Yeah.
a seafood festival.
Good
that,
stuff to eat.
So
And also, if you just want to see like people come do their weigh in and have the big fish and all that stuff, it's kind of cool to watch, like because they do. We make a big deal out of like the weigh in and like the party of the after the tournament.
We got a couple bands playing too. We have Seminole Wind playing, which is our buddies that do like the '90s country covers,
Oh,
and
sweet.
then Patrick Hagerman and Truck Stop Flowers.
Yeah.
playing
Hagerman's
as well.
awesome.
Yeah,
So
he is.
good, dude.
Yeah,
so
really.
good. He is probably one of my favorites.
He's playing my
around.
wedding.
No way.
really? Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
So again, just go to drinkatwestend.com.
Indeed, for all of your info.
Oh, and our website's brand new too. So
Yeah.
when you do go, it's like nice and
All
updated,
freshened up.
nice and
you
easy to see all of our events and stuff like that.
we
which
haven't updated our website in about 12 years.
I think that's where we were. I think that's why we got a new
But
one.
we're doing the Disney model of you keep everything
Yeah.
retro.
Nostalgia.
And we're like, we're not changing it because we tried to
Nostalgia.
change it and make it better, but everybody got
Yeah,
mad,
yeah,
so
they-
we
they
bring it
didn't
back.
want us
Stick
to
you a
change.
monorail from here to
Yes!
Highway
Yeah.
50.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. We don't have to change nothing.
Yeah, we're like, keep it a retro
Yeah.
for the purists out there.
Exactly.
So Paul, Dom, thanks so much
We
for
love
coming
you
by.
guys. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas to you
Happy
guys.
New Year, all of that to
Yep.
the families and everything. And here's to a beautiful and wonderful 2025.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, we did it.
Perfect.
Am I turning this off now? Or are we
yes.
coming? Well, we are coming back.
We're coming. Well, no, we'll probably just do audio only for the
Yes.
first show.
All right.